3 o'clock. He's not. It's not like Pedro. It's weird. All right. Test 1 2 test. Test 1 2 test. There he is. Oh. Yeah, I started it live. So oh. Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks. We're after a terrible 1-3 week that saw me with just one more win against the spread than the Chargers had straight up. Daddy sits at 8-8 on the season, and it may be time to go back to my TikTok sweatshop gig, where instead of trash cans, I'd be selling juicers, considering that's exactly what I'm making for Vegas. I sit here in 8-8, and as I've said countless times, while I'd love to be at 60% against the spread, even if I'm 40%, at least you know to fade Daddy and his silly jokes. But as we head into week 5, I'm no better than a coin toss. So maybe instead of taking advice from my talking head, take advice from the one on that coin in your pocket. Hey, at least when you lose money that way, it will literally be on your dime. Okay, better yet, use that dime right now and call your bookie with these 4 picks. I'll wait here for the next hour while you find yourself a paid phone. My first pick, the Browns are getting 4 and a hook from the Vikings in London at 9 a.m. What better way to start your day than not only have your money on the Browns, but to be able to feel like a member of the team, because just like them, you can sleep through the game. They've been awful this year, but while we have no idea who will be the starter for the Vikings, we do know that whether it is J.J. McCarthy coming off his high ankle sprain that saw him walking around the sideline gingerly at practice Thursday, or the ginger that is Carson Wentz, who's coming off a loss to the Steelers last week that, just like McCarthy's gait, was far more lopsided than the Vikings want to admit, we know neither one has a leg to stand on. Meanwhile, we do know who will be the QB for the Browns, and that would be Dillon Gabriel, who may be a rookie in the NFL, but considering he has played for 3 different college teams before this, it is far from new territory for him. I mean, look at this. The guy was in college the past 6 years. He shouldn't be playing QB in London. He should be teaching at Cambridge. Regardless, the real boost of the Browns will not be their offense. It will be their defense, just 2 years removed from being tops in the league. They'll play with passion on the field, knowing the ball will be in far better hands when they are off of it. Give me the Browns, and I'll take the 4.5 I'm getting. My next pick, the Ravens are getting 2.5 from the Texans in Baltimore. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is out for this game, giving way to Cooper Rush. But unless Rush has a broken wrist and an eye injury, I think he's healthy enough to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, who will be facing the 3rd worst defense in the league in the Texans. Look for the Ravens to move the ball at will, at home, playing for pride, while they do just what they need to do. Rest their star QB against a crappy team, as the real star of this game is not the rushing of Henry, nor the passing of Rush, but the kicking of Tyler Luke, who the team was so high on, they took him in the 6th round of the draft, and he's picked up kicking long field goals just like his predecessor, Justin Tucker, putting the handy in handily. That's what I meant to say. Take the Ravens then at 2.5 they're getting. My next pick, the Jets are getting 2.5 from the Cowboys at MetLife Stadium. We've all heard the phrase that Italian football is like kissing your sister. But when you play to a 40-40 tie, I have bad news. Your sister is a whore. Still, people seem to think this was a turning point for Dak Prescott, when really it was a typical game we see from him a handful of times each season that allowed for his handfuls of money he got from Jerry Jones last season. But if you think he's going to put together consecutive games like that, please, people, think again. And here's something else to think about. If anything happens to Prescott again, the only other QB on the roster is Joe Milton III. Oof. Maybe they should see if the first 2 are available. The Jets get Justin Fields back from protocol, something you may want to check into if you think Prescott's going to put up half as many points this Sunday on the road against the Jets D. Give me the Jets. You're welcome, Garrett. And the 2.5 I'm getting. Which brings me to my double your money Monday night bet. The Chiefs are laying 3.5 to the Jaguars in Jacksonville. What? That's all? The Jags are now 3-1, sure, after beating their toughest opponent yet, the Niners, starting a banged-up Brock Purdy down a pair of his top receivers, and yet they needed this late fumble to do it. Couple that with their 17-10 win over the Texans and their opening day 26-10 win over the Panthers, and you've got a team whose 3 W's are as meaningless as the ones that used to start every website. At least they sure don't use them for porn sites. That's how I get to where I want to be with 3 fewer strokes. The Chiefs, meanwhile, have 2 losses in what is arguably the best against what is arguably the best NFC and AFC teams in the league when they played them in the Eagles and Chargers. And now with Xavier Worthy back to stretch things out more than anything on those aforementioned sites, it's sex. I cannot see the Jags not getting blown out. Insert one more porn joke there if you'd like. But regardless, take the Chiefs, lay the 3.5. Those are Geno's picks. Oh, yes.
Exhausting.
Why did Amazon send me 20,000?
Hey, everybody. Oh, there we go. There it is. Lovely. Lovely. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. I don't know where Gene is. I don't know. He put the picks up. That's about all he can handle.
Boys.
I'm firing up my last Alex Bradley.
Oh, everything was doubled up on sound. Talk to them. Can you hear me, Pete?
I hear you fine. I hear you.
All right, talk to them for 1 minute while I put my face on. By the way, what's that? By the way, I will say this. I was watching the Trump thing. In fact, you know what? This
what
stupid
Trump thing?
When he said this guy, Albert Bourla, watch, I'll share it with you a second. It'll look splendid.
If you want, we can start with that. I don't care if you want to start with that.
It's a 30-second clip. Watch.
Oh, I'm glad Gabe. I'm glad the 72-hour fast inspired you. I have to do one of those. I somehow put on a ton of weight.
And I was honored to have Albert.
I'm curious, where are the other companies other than Pfizer? Are you expecting them to come on later?
And I was honored to have Albert be the first. He's done a fantastic job with, as you know, with the COVID. He did a fantastic job with a lot of things. He's a leader, and Pfizer is right at the top. It's there. Eli Lilly has been fantastic also, my friend. And they're all coming in over the next week. We're making deals with all of them.
I'm curious, where are the other companies other than Pfizer? Are you expecting them to come on later?
They're all with us. And I was honored to have Albert be the first. He's done a fantastic job with, as you know, with the COVID. He did a fantastic job with a lot of things. He's a leader, and Pfizer is right at the top. It's
now let
Eli
me
Lilly has been
my
fantastic
raspy
also,
voice,
your
and we'll
friend.
put the heavy lifting on you.
And,
Go first.
They're all coming in.
I don't give a shit that he says that piece of shit is a good guy when the whole point is asking, not telling. He finally got them to do whatever it's called, the fucking Fair Price Agreement Act, and stop overcharging for shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
we all know he's a piece of shit. And by the way, Mr. White, if I may, used to work for fucking Pfizer. And
Really?
he's going to come by Wednesday. He's going to get his ducks in a row. He's coming by in hot water Wednesday. We're going to have a chat. As if we don't love this fucking guy enough. But am I wrong, Loads? Am I wrong to say that, like, I don't give a fuck that he said Borla was really good during COVID? We know the truth. And right now he's getting money, so you kiss his ass. Not saying I'm right. That's how I look at it. And by looking at it like that, I mean, this is in answer of our boy who put it up. That was Vagabond and Jesse James who put it up. So again, real fast, there you go. Props our guy. And he wrote another W. Yeah, it's another W. We lowered drug prices. And he said what he needed to say to be like, yeah, we like this guy, but we know he's a piece of shit. Pete, your thoughts? I'm going to put on my pants.
I went and looked into this a little bit because, I think Borla is not during COVID, clearly, I don't think he was a good actor with the mRNA vaccines and getting them out. And let's face it, that was a problem. But here's where I am with this. Yeah, he got most favored nation status for the United States on these drugs from Pfizer. And it wasn't right that in the United States we're paying $100 and in Europe for the same pill they're paying $10 or whatever. So they're going to raise the price on Europe and lower the price on us for these pills. I'm good with all that. I hate the idea that now Pfizer, is going to use this money, and they said, I guess they could look into more of their cancer research and all those things, which they've said they want to try mRNA vaccines to cure. That being said, my problem with the vaccine for COVID the entire time was that people were mandated to take it. That was the problem. And
yeah,
clearly,
but he had nothing to do with that, right? That's
I'm clearly not done. Not done. And there wasn't enough lead-up time to give people the information they needed if they were going to take those mRNA drugs. So now that is different. That will be different. Do I like the fact they're using mRNA drug technology? No, I don't like it. But as long as there's no mandates and I don't have to take it and nobody has to take it, that's what it's going to be. They're going to experiment. And who knows? Let's say they do this mRNA stuff and they test it and they actually get it where it treats one or two types of cancer and they legitimately do the testing on it. I think with, as long as Kennedy is in there and those people, they're going to do what they need to do. So I don't so much have a problem with it from that point of view. You know what I mean? Because people are going to, if you have informed consent, that was the problem with the mRNA vaccines during COVID. There could not possibly have been informed consent because they didn't know what the long-term effects of the mRNA vaccines were. So it was impossible to get informed consent. So as long as these things go through whatever rigorous trials and all those things, and then your doctor explains to you all about what the studies have found and everything, and it's going to come down to you trusting your doctor and deciding, I'm going to take it or I'm not going to take it. But overall, in the short term, you cannot bitch about him getting the drug prices down and forcing Pfizer to lower our prices. Because basically what they said was, well, the U.S. had to pay high prices for all the R&D, and they wouldn't let didn't make European nations pay those prices. So that's what I'm saying. If it's, studied like anything else, and it turns out that it's safe or somehow they take out all the pollutants and crap they had in it, because there's no rush, that's fine. Now, just going to finish it up. So I know it's whatever it was called, the Trump's warp speed. That was needed because Trump wasn't stupid. He knew the stupid people would need some sort of vaccine to open up the country. So I don't think it mattered what was in it. And that's why Trump never had a mandate. Because he's like, look, I got to open up the country. I know the smart people will just be like, okay, I'm not taking this. I'll take my chances on the 99% survival rate. If some morons want to take this, or maybe it worked for some people, clearly not everybody died. That was the difference, the mandating. But Trump knew he needed something to open the country back up. So that's the thing.
Trump got it. I don't even know what that means. Trump got
hacked. He got hacked. Right, because he's like, look, why does it take so long for these drugs to get the market? They should be able to develop a drug to treat this quickly. So he believed what they were telling him. You know what I mean?
Can you answer that one, Pete? Like, let's say you had a huge mule.
We'll never know because I won't take that vaccine. Is that a good answer?
Bigger and bigger. Now, am I wrong to say this? And I love me some pork chops push-ups. It's just one of the ironies. It was Trump and Pfizer who created the vaccine. And this is a conversation I had with some people the other day. Yeah. And there was never a reason to question. I shouldn't say there was never a reason. No one questioned these people because this was back. If you didn't wake up at this point and realize these drug companies are not on our side. Like you could say Trump and Pfizer. I will be the first to admit, yeah, Trump rushed it to the market for every reason LOADZZZ just said. He did open up the country. And if you are, and I sometimes think people who say this are sore losers. And they're like, well, I rushed it and I got the vaccine. Sorry. And Trump did rush it, but he didn't rush it into your vein. Like,
and by the way,
he kept saying, we got to get this into more arms. Sorry, Pete, go.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. Trump didn't. If you remember, what Trump said was it was coming out for the elderly and for people who might need it because they're more susceptible, whatever. That's who it was for. It wasn't for everybody. He didn't mandate it. You know what I mean? He didn't do any of that. He was like, if you think you need it, take it. That way, when your kid comes home from school and he catches COVID from a classmate, grandma has the shot and she doesn't die. That's what it was for. Okay? To make those people.
Now, go on, Pete. I shouldn't interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go on.
No,
yeah.
To make those people feel safe. And by the way, it maybe whatever the vaccine was when Trump first had it, it maybe works for these older people. I don't see any older people necessarily collapsing from that. Or you could say, well, who knows if it was that or not? They're old. You know what I mean? What it's doing to young people, they should never have to take it in the first place. But that isn't on Trump.
No.
That's
and by the way, can you tell him, Peter, read that? I love this guy chilling, but he's not. He's from California. Trump, am I crazy? Trump did not hire Fauci. This is another moment where Trump trusted the people in charge. And that other cunt, Bricks, she's another one. You know, he trusted these people. And the problem was in Trump 45, I love saying that. And I'm asking again, not telling Pete, he still wanted to trust people like Pence. He still wanted to believe, in my opinion, the government was not this fucking fucked up and corrupt. So as crazy as the shit he says, like, I can't fire him. And he should have, but he didn't. He certainly did not hire him. Fauci was around back. I don't even think the president hires that guy. He appoints him, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. Fauci's been around since he was killing the gays with AIDS, and then he lost his way. I mean, and then we found out about him. But am I wrong, Peter? He did not hire Fauci. The only mistake Trump made was he did not fire Fauci. Correct?
That's correct. He didn't fire him. That's correct. And people, even during the AIDS thing, there were people who questioned what Fauci was saying and doing. And I don't know. I get that Jesse James says Trump sold us out to Pfizer. I don't know.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 sec so you can go from here. We start because we love Jesse so much. Did we not start with his tweet? And we explained that he did not. How did he sell us out to Pfizer, Peter? Please answer that question. I'll shut up and rest my stupid shit voice. Go, smart person.
No, I don't think he did. I mean, he made a deal with Pfizer. I feel it lowers prices for people here. Pfizer gets to do research. I don't see that as selling us out.
No, this is another sore loser mentality where you're like, I know I was dumb enough to get vaccinated, but now I'll be like, see, Trump sold us out. You're vaccinated. You didn't go with your gut. And if you aren't vaccinated, why aren't you fucking proudly saying this shit? You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying we have a disagreement there. That's all. Jesse James looks at it as we sold out because he worked with with a company. What? He worked with.
He put okie dokie clown. Love this.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, you're the clown. Shut up, Pete. You're the clown. Sorry, Pete. Go on. You're the dude that said face, Jesse.
That's fine. I just don't understand. Anytime did Trump also sell us out to Intel because he made a deal with Intel, with the government and Intel, the chip producer, or all these factories that are coming over here now because they want to avoid the tariffs? Is that selling us out? And by the way, that's where this stemmed from. I understand that Trump was putting 100% tariff on any drugs that weren't made in this country, where their company didn't have a facility being built or already up and running in this country. So it's just a business here. Somebody's going to make the drugs. If it's Pfizer. And by the way, this deal, as far as I know, they said he sent this letter to 11 or 12 drug companies. Is there some inner workings with Boyle and Pfizer? Maybe. But I mean, is that just working and doing business? That's all it is. I mean, I don't see that as selling out. It's just a difference of no, it's not necessarily. I won't even go with right or wrong. It's just a difference of opinion. That's all. Simple difference of opinion, and time will tell.
Without a doubt. But it's one thing to be like, it's a difference of opinion. I'd be like, no, if he sold us out, how'd he sell us out? Because he said, selling us out would be like, I think it's what you said. Selling us out would be like, hey, we're mandating this vaccine now that I'm in office and I love this, as he washes Borliss's bowls. But if he's like, hey, we just fucking made this guy fucking stop fucking fleecing the elderly. Fucking, he was great during COVID. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of times I say you're a good guy, Jesse James, when I think you're a fake dude. I'm kidding. But you understand, like, am I wrong? That's not selling us out. If anything, Pete, that's selling him out. Hey, this guy's great. Now fucking take a pay cut.
By the way, if that becomes the case where they develop these vaccines or whatever and they are forced into people, then I could see it as selling us out. Because then it would be. You're basically telling Pfizer, here's your right to print money. It's like getting a vaccine on the childhood list of vaccines. It's a moneymaker. If it turns out to be the drugs Pfizer comes up with turn out to be like that, that would be a problem. But he's using taxpayer funds to grease Pfizer. Well, before, weren't we using taxpayer funds to pay for Pfizer products in Medicaid and all those different things and all these different drug company products? So, I mean, at least now we're getting something out of it. Yeah. I mean, anytime the U.S. government pays a company for a service, are they greasing them or are they paying for that service? And I guess it all depends on your point of view. If you think the service is shoddy or shady or not needed, then we're greasing that company with taxpayer money. But if you approve of the service and think it's necessary or whatever, then it's like, well, that's a good use of taxpayer money. And I agree, Jesse James. RFK didn't look like he was enjoying the whole boiler thing with the mRNA vaccines. But, sometimes one step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back to keep making progress. I don't know. I'm willing to wait and see. And there's no fucking fire where I got to rush and, it's bad right away. Well, let's see. And it means Jesse James could turn out to be 100% correct, and I could be 100% wrong. All right.
By the way,
you don't know.
Schilling is wrong twice. He's confusing him with Daniel Stern. Am I right, Peter?
Who's confusing what with Daniel Stern?
Schilling was involved with handling the monkeys. That's Daniel Stern, right?
No, during AIDS, I think Fauci was involved with the monkeys.
Peter, who's Daniel Stern?
Daniel Stern is the guy from City Slickers who got a rash from making in the woods. He was also the narrator for the one.
God damn it, you're right. You know what I meant, Pete?
What?
David Stern.
David Stern. Oh, well, NBA commissioner. Look at you. Look at you.
It was worth the payoff. Yeah,
But
thank you. NBA
you got to
commissioner.
get your Sterns right. And then there's Howard Stern.
By the way, there you go. Pete, a little something from our boy. The CHIPS Act that Biden passed gave Intel $8 billion, shout out BFOP, in grant money. Trump changed it to give the U.S. government stock in the company instead of a handout.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good deal. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Bob. Yeah.
Robin.
I didn't know Israel controlled how our nuclear codes were accessed by the whole. I don't know. So some people, Ahab, has Ahab been in here before? I don't know.
Yeah,
Welcome,
I don't know Ahab that well, but I like the
welcome,
name.
Ahab.
Okay, by the way, he has. And I forgot to put this up. Thank you. We'll get to that because there's no question about that. Like I showed you that video I sent. I wish I'd saved it. It's the three politicians. I want to suck Israel's dick. No, I was sucking Israel's dick. You still without Ahab. It might be more than twice at this point. This is not what I voted for. And we'll get to the Charlie Kirk thing. And I do a show every Tuesday with our boy Fred Rubino, and we are diametrically opposed on the fucking Israel thing because you cannot convince me otherwise. They're like, he's not taking the money anymore. He got his funding started at TPUSA with taking all that Zionist money. And apparently the last thing he said was, you got to do this shit on your own now. It's like, we're not doing this. And then he has Dave Smith and Tucker Carlson at TPUSA. And fucking these people are like, oh, you can't do this. And then if you blow him away, fucking saying he was a big fan of fucking Israel, everyone remembers him as a huge supporter of Israel. And that's not the case. Your thoughts, Pete?
I'm out on Israel. I don't even want to hear the word Israel. I'm done. Trump, by the way, I don't know if you heard, he put out a thing to Truth Social post today saying Hamas has until 6:00 Sunday night to sign the peace treaty or whatever it is, the 20-point plan that all the other Arab nations have signed and Israel has signed. And yes, back to Pfizer, I agree. They haven't cured anything in 100 years because you don't make any money if you cure it. You got to keep them coming back for the treatments. That's undeniable. That's a fact. It's provable. It's an objective fact.
If Tom catches Jerry, the cartoon is over. Banks, why would banks want to help you make money when they make money keeping you in debt? Why would fucking drug companies want to cure you when they make money giving you fucking, giving you, not cures, treating diseases? Why? Why do they keep lying to us about everything? Fucking sunblock, salt, fat, butter. Why?
Well, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Pharmaceutical
companies never come up with cures, especially Pfizer, in their 100-year existence. We know why. Population control and for the insurance companies to fuck you at $4.
Hey,
to fuck you for money. To fuck you at $4. Sorry.
By the way, push-ups and the other guy in the chat, you can have it out over whether Israel controls our nuke codes because I have no idea. What I'm going to say, because you were talking about the Israel thing, and we can go back and forth between the Israel and the Pfizer, because other companies are probably going to come on board as well. And maybe their thing would be, we're not going to do mRNA research. We're going to do other types of research to try and cure cancer. You know what I mean? Like maybe CRISPR or something else where you just take the bad gene out, whatever it might be. So it would breed competition, and competition, much like greed, is good.
Yeah. By the way,
so
thank you for
Israel goes
brain with these single memberships. Go on, Loads. I'm sorry, Pete.
So as far as Israel goes, all these countries, Israel and the Arab countries, all signed whatever this 20-point plan is. Hamas has time. They got till Sunday at 6 to sign it. Where the IDF is, going to go balls to the wall into Gaza and do whatever they got to do. But I don't care. And if the U.S. is guided by the nose by Israel, and that's what it is, then that's what the F it is. And I'm out. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care about it, because no matter what you say about Israel, you're on the wrong side. And that's how you know it's bullshit. If you see the clip I sent you by Lara Logan, she sort of explained that. They make up problems that are unsolvable. Toxic masculinity. You can't help it. You're a man. You can't get away from it. All these different things. They just make up the problem that is unsolvable because it's inherent in the human being or the human condition. And that's what Israel is right now on the grand scale. You say something positive about Israel, you friggin' hate the Palestinians and Hamas and all the Arabs. You say something negative, you say something positive about Palestine, you're an anti-Semite. Go up yourselves, all of you. I'm out. You're not getting me in that game anymore. Done. And Israel's the biggest thing just to distract you from everything else. I've had it with them.
You're talking about this.
On a lie. Climate, all those climate programs, all built on lies. The whole race narrative, all built on lies. Does that mean there's no racism? Does that mean there's no difference? No. But what do? They want to take race, they want to take differences, and they want to create them, turn them into problems which can never ever be solved. So the color of your skin, you can't change it. Therefore, you can never solve this problem. Unbiased racism, it's unconscious. If you're not conscious of it, you can't fix it. So and if you look in all of these places, they create issues. Like as a man, you're going to have mass.
I'm not talking about push-ups. Just let's have open discussion here.
Masculine instincts. They now teach you that masculine instinct is evil.
Israel isn't mentioned here.
Yeah. It's a problem can never be solved. CO2. We create CO2 as we breathe out. It's critical for life on Earth. You will never, ever. They created a nonsense problem that can also never be solved, because to remove CO2 from the Earth is to kill all life on Earth. So once you start to recognize the tactics, it becomes very, very simple. It's easy. You don't have to be a genius to see the same tactics playing out over.
Matt Bugatti, shout out. Finally got it done. The In Hot Water library, the dump library, sending it out in the mail tomorrow. And I got 3 fucking 4 terabyte discs that came out. Fucking Aaron, fucking Aaron, smart ass Als. They're getting their fucking comeuppance. They are getting the fucking library. Although I will be honest, I think 2 or 3 episodes had no sound, but it's legendary.
By the way, speaking of things I never thought I'd hear or have to say about myself in my life, was telling you're not suicidal. Like, it's that important that they're going to come get me. Let me tell you, if they come get me, I'd be honored. If you read in the news, well, Max Loads went down. They got him. He was out playing softball, and a stray bullet from some deer hunter found him. I mean, he was golfing. They got him at Springfield Golf Course. You got to be kidding me.
By the way, Aaron, smartass Al's chilling, and this Gigger Netset all getting the library. They've all given lifetime over 1,000. I cannot thank you for enough. Coming up, Robert Leake and Stan Turner soon. Love it. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Since EK's in here, my running mate, I think it's looking better and better for Chitterelli in New Jersey. And from what I've seen, the Virginia race is getting tighter, and the Republican there, who's currently lieutenant governor, looks like she has a chance. So I think it's looking good. I think it's looking good that way. All right. I had my pen because the Trump thing, the Trump Israel thing was one of the things I had that we could check off. So we're moving on from that. What do you want to move on to next? You got I wonder if our boy, if our relative is out in Chicago with the people protesting the ICE raids out there. Did you see that?
You better be kidding, Peter.
Oh, no. I'm not saying he's there, but the ICE is in Chicago now. They're in Chicago doing raids, and there's people protesting. It's like the Midwest Portland out there. And those videos are nuts.
Yeah, they're all insane people. I was going to point out these stuff. Shout out, by the way. Thank you, Bob Van and Patrice. I didn't realize that Saudi Arabia is a hotbed of comedy. Wow. That is incredible. Like,
your thoughts on that?
What?
What are your thoughts on that?
They are indeed Demon Bean. In fact, we just sent one out to our newest member. The other day. I can't think of his name. What's that? What do I think about it?
And by the way, you're talking about the Riyadh Comedy Festival, correct?
Yeah. Here's what I think about it. It's like it's a problem I'd never have, and I'd like to think I wouldn't do it, But what do I know, Pete? I don't know. I've been always good. I've always been really good at enjoying myself. I've never been good at making a shit ton of money. So of course that's not a problem for me. But I look at these people and I'm like, I knew you were garbage. You give Bill Burr every fucking benefit of the doubt. every benefit of the doubt. And while he sits there saying they handled the LA fires perfectly, he's like, now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go get a shit ton of money from people that have slaves like my fucking ape wife. I'm sorry.
Well, well, some people turned it down, though, right? I heard Shane Gillis turned it down.
Mark Maron turned it down.
Mark Maron, I heard, turned it down. I just don't get, but apparently, like Sebastian Janiskalsko went. Is that accurate?
Peter, I really haven't paid attention. Let's look it up.
I feel like these guys with so much money went. I can see, like, for you, if you were in this situation, that's a giant payday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you need the big payday. But for somebody who has millions, why aren't you running your own comedy festival? Oh my God, in some free country over there.
All right, look, here you go. Now, there's literally a clip of Bill Burr talking about how fucking Mariah Carey, and I can't think of some other singer, that did private gigs for Muammar Gaddafi's kids. And Bill Burr fucking is so uninformed on Muammar Gaddafi that he's like, I'm not saying this didn't happen, but there's a lot of stuff that they made him look bad. But he's like, this is a guy that literally took credit for the Pan Am flight, blah, blah, blah. And it's the same as Jimmy Kimmel when he was talking shit on fucking Roseanne for getting fired. He's saying, why would you go do this? You know? So he's another fucking hypocrite. Don't know who that is. Like, there's some people, Jessica Kirsten. I cannot get over the fact she's going. A woman and a fucking lesbian. They don't like either of those there. Isn't it? They might be bringing half these people out to behead them, Peter. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, and Pete Davidson, like, I can't cast aspersions, but his dad died in 9/11. Hey, but you know what? Now that we know 9/11 was an inside job, Yeah. Although they say it was the Saudis who were involved. So I get the issue there.
I don't know enough about it. These are all great problems to have. Louis C.K. should jerk off right on stage and say, well, I got away with it once. Although I don't think he did anything wrong. Yeah, I can't even wrap my brain around these fucking people. You know what I mean, Pete?
Oh, by the way, the cigar I'm having today, and I know you're just smoking them, by the ton over there, is the MAXXX, the Alec Bradley MAXXX. You see that?
I can't smoke now. My throat is fucking killing me.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, not a bad thing. Just by the way, yeah, that is a valid point. Jessica is also not a Jew because she's my friend, Jewish. Yeah.
By the way, whoever the Garrett and Steve played a clip of an Indian woman who was a comedian, and she was funny. She was very funny. I think what you mean Zagreb or something, and she was good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure who you mean, but there's an Indian chick who's funny. She blew up really fast.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Oh, by the way, in all this hoopla of crazy, Diddy is getting sentenced today.
I know. Joey Dago called me. Said there was a guy screaming that looked like me and sounded like me. Only he was hilarious.
And Diddy's, I think, so each thing he was convicted on, I think carried a maximum 10 years. So I think he's going to get like 5 to 7. Like he's going to be in prison. Yes, Zarma Gorg. Yes.
What?
She's the comedian, Zarma Gorg, and I think she's at the Riyadh thing.
Now, this is what I was talking about with God, everything's ass backwards now on my fucking computer because something happened where I still can't figure out how to appeal to fucking YouTube, by the way. Still having trouble doing that, seeing if I could get my shit back, I don't think it's Lorna Garg, is it, Pete? Was it her?
Yes, it was. And who's this? They arrested my dad. Who arrested her dad? Or his dad? They arrested my dad. Demon Bean. Who's the they that arrested that person's dad?
I'm sure I do not know.
Well, I was listening, Mr. White, and Diddy has served 13 months. So they're still saying he's going to get like 72 months or something.
Now, I was kidding. There you go. All right,
But we'll see.
Sorry, I'm so fucking out of it today. Just a little bit of a head cold. AIDS. All right. So this is the shit that you have to fucking logisticize in your brain. Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting the fire here right at the feet of Turning Point because I am disgusted. I am really, really disgusted. I am looking around and wondering whether Charlie's entire life was the Truman Show.
Telling
so
you.
Guess what? Candace Owens comes out and she lays in to the, Charlie Kirk's organization was TPUSA, Turning Points USA. And listen, she's coming at him both guns ablazing. She's not holding back. No punches pulled. Listen to what she has to say to them right now.
I don't know how the executives over at Turning Point USA sleep at night. Okay. I don't know how you can present yourselves as a Christian organization and not be dedicating yourself to the truth. No matter what the cost is, you tell the truth. That's it. Okay. You don't hide it. You don't try to obfuscate it. You don't try to say, well, wait until the memorial event before we start looking into who murdered him. You tell the truth and you tell it immediately. And I don't think they're capable of doing that. And I have an idea as to why that is. I think the same people that were pressuring Charlie are pressuring them. In fact, I know that for a fact. So they might need my help. Okay. I'm going to state this and I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay.
Have you seen this, Pete?
I have heard. I've heard from her. I've also seen a clip of Charlie Kirk himself on the PBD or PDB podcast saying
Patrick Bet David. I know what you mean.
Yes, saying at least shouldn't we look in to see if a stand down order was given? I've seen it all. I just hope that this alleged shooter doesn't kill himself and it goes to court. Because I hope, that if it goes to court, evidence has to be presented and judged to see if this guy did it. Somehow, to me, it just doesn't seem possible that he did it. With the gun, the letter, the bullet, exit wound, entry wound, But again, I'm not a ballistic expert. So one of these people, it might have been Candace Owens, might have been Megyn Kelly, might have been a different one, said that of the guy who did the surgery, like his first day on the job. The guy who did the autopsy, first day on the job. Like the police chief was new. Like everybody involved with this, it was like their first day on the job or their first month in that job.
How did I miss this? Nothing screams free speech advocate like dodging blasphemy laws for a fat check from the kingdom that invented off with their heads for bad jokes. He's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
By the way, Mr. White, I agree with you. I didn't think we haven't seen the autopsy is what I'm hearing now. They did it, but apparently we haven't seen it. So I guess that would come out in court. Gene, sort of like in the fall of Minneapolis. You found out all that stuff that they wouldn't allow in court. I know that's a trigger for you. But I
mean, literally the knee on the neck, they wouldn't allow an angle that showed the knee was on his back, and they wouldn't allow fucking a picture from the Minneapolis State Police manual that showed fucking the training manual that showed the exact same pose for fucking, controlling a witness.
Identical.
Whatever. What?
It was identical.
Identical. Let's get back to this crazy broad. Again, all you can, with AI now, you can't trust anything, but this is all you have left. And and they set it up perfectly. All we have left is our common sense. All we have left is our critical thinking. So I listened to this and it makes a lot of fucking sense because you saw fucking what went on that last TPUSA when all hell broke loose, not the last one, but I don't know, maybe it was the last one, but when they had Dave Smith and Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene is slated for the next one. Now you're telling me someone is completely pro-Israel completely Zionist, and you're going to have Marjorie Taylor Greene on. Let's listen to a little more, shall we?
But to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly.
I got to go back.
A rabbi that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he just 48 hours later conveniently catch a bullet to the throat?
I love her.
Before our onstage reunion could happen.
Whoa. Let me just give you a whoa. That's a WHOA exclamation. Whoa.
Well, Candace, we don't know if he caught a bullet to the throat because no autopsy was done.
No, they did. They did do an autopsy, but they're not releasing it. That's what I've read. That's what Grok tells me.
Pause it right there, because this.
I don't know
exact
whether to believe Grok or not. Go, Pete.
No, that's the exact conversation Mr. White and I are having in the chat there. Like, I didn't think there was an autopsy. Then I heard there was one, but it wasn't released. Then Mr. White saying no, the wife just wanted him put on Air Force 2 and got the hell out of there. So who the hell knows? I don't know what to believe. I live in I'm Team Israel when they're fighting them. Americans won't understand. Okay, I don't understand. Gavin, please, I'd love to hear more from you.
Yeah,
I live in the UK.
It's just a lot of water in a giant container. That's what it is.
I'm Team Israel when they're fighting them. I don't know who the them is. Who's the them? The Muslims? I don't like who's the them. I'm just curious for that. Who's the them? I'm Team Israel when they're fighting them. And if is that the Muslims? And if it is the Muslims, I'll wait to hear. Because you know what my follow-up's going to be.
Wait, no, I do not. You didn't kill yourself?
No. No, the follow-up would be if he is on a team is right. There it is. Okay. Probably. And then Gavin, I would ask, is that because they're trying to take over England? Just please respond. It could be a lengthy response. I don't ask for yes or no answers. This isn't the Senate. Is that your thing? You're concerned that they're invading all of Western Europe and trying and turn it Muslim and take over. Just asking, Gavin. I'm curious.
Candace Owens was not there. I was on InfoWars. Was not there to help him while they were dealing with censorship. I'm not even sure what that means.
I guess they went after InfoWars. They tried to shut it down. And I guess they're saying, well, Candace Owens didn't help.
But that's the thing. The autopsy, it's like I've heard so many things. I've heard it could have been a palm gun. I've heard that was an exit wound, which, by the way, makes more sense. We've all heard whatever that 3-06 bullet, they've showed it hit a watermelon, and the watermelon fucking explodes. Okay? So this is another thing where it's like, you've got to wonder, what makes more sense? That this guy, you said it, fucking, I think it was Smart Ass or whatever, fucking a guy that fucks furries is suddenly like, I'm going to take this guy down. Why did he fucking take out the gun? It's just like, and the note that he wrote, they said it perfectly to his boyfriend was very Breaking Bad-ish. Go on, Pete.
The note filled in all the blanks. The note was like all the things would make you say, this guy didn't do the shooting. It filled in all. Oh, no, obviously. It's crazy. And it does it neatly in a nice little bow with an explanation that, if you're willing to just say, yeah, what the hell, I believe it. Hey, the government's telling me that. Okay, so by the way, I guess Gavin House lives in a different England than one of our former chatters from England lives in. Because he clearly says the Islamists are trying to impose their ideology and also raping of our women and children. He clearly sees that going on, what they're showing me. But there's someone else who used to be in this chat who I guess didn't see it or didn't think it was a problem or believe they're a post-Christian country. Yeah. I just find it interesting. That's all I'm saying.
By the way, I stop yelling at people like when they do that. Like I there was a time when I'd yell at Gavin for putting graping, but he's actually being very respectful of me because it fucks up the algorithm if you don't put G. That's how fucking communist YouTube is. You know what I mean? He's not being a pussy. He's being an ally. He's like, hey, I want you to have that algorithm, Gene. So thank you, Gavin. No, I'm learning as I go with this shit platform. What's that, Pedro?
Okay. Actually, push-ups. We're trying to steer this down to the Islamist invading Western Europe. Yesterday, again, it was one beautiful day. I was out golfing. Fantastic. It was like old times when I used to listen to Hot Water while I was golfing. I was listening to Garrett Steve while I was golfing. It was tremendous. And they got into talking about, it was mentioned the Muslims coming in and the difference between, people were talking, but the difference between when the Muslims come in, they do want to change everything to their way of life, to Sharia law. They want to. When the Italians came in,
that's their religion, right?
Right. When the Italians and the Irish and all these other came in, their way of life is congruent with the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights. You know what I mean? So they don't have to change anything. Their religion doesn't change anything. You know what I mean? They're not on a mission. Granted, when they came here, they were on a mission to Christianize the Indians and the Native Americans, but so be it,
Sure.
Now we're all Americans, and they all assimilated in their own ways. So, these people they don't assimilate. Right. They don't assimilate, and it's not compatible with Western culture. This guy gets it. Where's this Gavin House been? He's spot the F on.
He used to be a big fan before I got banned on the old account. And then he's just finding me again, I think. So I love this guy. Not that I don't. Not that I wouldn't.
All right, all right, Mr. White, that's hurtful talk. That is hurtful talk. I shot a 45 on Tuesday and a 46 yesterday. Very hurtful. Combined, that's I'm glad everybody finds humor in that. But it is amazing that for all the golfing I've done, it's pretty much gone. I was low, then my scores went out through the roof, and now I'm back to where I started. Just no improvement. It's terrible.
Ugh. That's the beauty of golf. All right, I want some more of this. Here we go.
You have a guy saying there was no autopsy. You haven't seen that? I thought she played it.
Oh, maybe she did. I saw.
The autopsy is everything. Because if the autopsy shows he got shot here and yet blood started spurting out there instead of the exit wound, you know what I mean? That does that not defy physics? That's why you need to see it.
No, the guy who shot the Navy SEAL, blonde hair guy, the guy who shot
I know the guy that shot Obama. Yeah, what's his name? Everyone's gonna say it.
Not Obama. Oh, Bin Laden. The guy who shot Bin Laden.
Go on.
He was on. He said he shot a lot of people, and that is absolutely an exit wound.
Rob O'Neill.
Yes.
Wait. What did he say?
He said I shot a lot of people, and that was an exit wound.
Yeah. Oh, he did say that. Okay, I didn't even hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's the laws of physics. By the way, speaking of exit wounds, fucking Mr. White, third gifted sub, killing it. Thank you, buddy.
By the way, Joey Dago, I sadly didn't learn what I needed to learn on 9/11. I learned it all. Joey Dago said everything I needed to know I learned on 9/11. It took me a few more years. I learned it during COVID. That's when I learned what happened. Are we on? What's going on here? I don't know what happened. I don't know where Gene went. I don't know what happened.
Dude, I apologize. I lost sound. And whenever I lose sound of the video, I just reboot and you stayed on. Somehow I did something wrong and it took you off. I apologize. That's me.
By the way, how many of my cigars have you gone through? Yes. I learned more when COVID happened. That was my time to sit and you couldn't do anything and just see stuff and then think about things and having taught things. Yeah, 20 years. You're right, Matt Barnes, 20 years. Because 9/11 happened and I was still working on my master's, and a year later I went from teaching to a supervisor to an assistant principal, and I was flying through life with 2 kids just focused on that. And then I retired September 1st, 2019, and the world stopped, and I had nothing but to sit there and just holy. And then I looked back on all this crap and all the stuff I had studied and taught, and then I was like, "Wow, I gotta do some reassessing, more briefing.
More briefing.
I needed more briefing." And it was eye-opening to say the least. Really, like crazy. And I've told Gene, I went golfing with a guy I hadn't seen in like 15 years. And this guy hated the internet. But he hurt his leg, and all he could do was sit on the internet. We go golfing, and he starts telling me he was riding motocross through the woods, and his foot caught a branch, and the bike kept going. And he had a spin fracture, so he was like laid up. So at any rate, he's telling me all this chemtrails, the stuff with Pizzagate. I'm like, yeah, whatever. There's no way. And then the world stops, and then I'm seeing it all. And, it's like a beach ball at that point. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's when a lot of people woke up. We say it all the time. Like, that's what backfired on them, so to speak, because people started being – and this goes all the way – this circles us back to what I'm saying about Trump, to Jesse James about Pfizer. It's like, yeah, he rushed it. Operation Warp Speed was like, oh, thank God, we're such a great country, and we have the best pharmaceuticals in the world, and let's get this thing made. And like, oh, it's so funny. We've been working on it 10 years. Even better. And then you realize they're killing people. They're fucking killing people. And that's because we had time to sit at home and go down these rabbit holes. Many of them were just fucking, controlled opposition rabbit holes that to distract us. But there's a lot of shit that fucking we realize, and you can't. It's the stuff that you can get through thinking critically. Am I wrong?
No, and apparently Alex Jones had 9/11 nailed down like 2 years ahead of time.
You mean in 2009?
No, like in 1999. Like he was talking
That's what I meant.
about.
I just did the math wrong. I'm stupid. Yeah. It's that long ago. You forget. Oh my God, my fucking throat. Suck a dick. Oh, that's what did it to me.
Well, you had to smoke the cigars while your throat bothered you.
I had one cigar just because like I was hoping to burn the throat. But it's just it's a nasty head cold, Loads.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hopefully it'll be better by your anniversary. You retard. Absolutely. By the way, there we go. No, go ahead.
You had the finger point. That usually signifies something important, Loads.
I am going to read to you the text I sent you regarding the golf outing.
I love it.
So I say, guy wanted to know if you wanted to golf. It's 9 o'clock on October 13th. All our high school's having a golf outing. And you said, there is a 9 a.m.? That's your bit? 9 a.m.? What? Yeah.
Get to the other
said, sounds good. I'll stay at your house the night before. It'll make it easy. So I said, so before I respond to our friend, you are going to stay Sunday night, the 12th, at our house. Then we're going to go golf, which the course is only about half an hour away on the 13th. Is that correct? And then I said, did you check your calendar a couple of times to make sure nothing was going on? And you made a joke. I don't have a gig. If I did, I'll just cancel it. And then you said, nope, I don't have anything Monday afternoon. And I said, I'll tell our buddy. And then you realize on your show last night, it's not just any wedding anniversary.
I didn't realize on the show. I had talked to Keanu about it earlier, but I brought it to the show as content.
And they're not just any. It's not like you're the 3rd or the 7th. You're first. Your very first year of being married.
I'm going to be honest. I never got around to writing it down. I didn't want to jinx anything. It's not even on the calendar. It is now. She watching this? Thank you, Gabe. This guy gets it.
Yeah. Unbelievable. It was so unbelievable because I know you so well. I said, double check it. Are you sure you double checked your calendar?
Okay, I'm going to point something out to you right now. The first anniversary is paper, okay? And the paper I'm going to get her is just going to have the words "You're fucking welcome" written on it. So there's the end, and I'm going to frame it. So there you go. And I'll be like, if I'd gone golfing, you wouldn't be divorcing me right now. Is it that odd? What?
You do whatever you're going to do. I don't think that's the way to go. That's not what I would.
You don't know anything.
That's not what I would write. 30 years. 30 years married.
That's incredible stuff.
This past August. Look, I got to go feed the dog. It just means feed the dog. It doesn't mean anything else. I'll be right back. I'll explain because we got a dog situation in process.
I'm going to play a little more of this Candace thing because I think Push-Ups is in here, and he doesn't believe this.
Maybe I'm getting conflicting stories, but I was told it was because it's by law you have to do one.
That's right. That's why it would be really bad not do one.
Yeah.
And on the recording of the people taking his body out, it says, see, I don't really trust Grog, by the way. I don't really trust an AI.
I know. But they also, did you know this? They also, but I don't want to get off topic, but they didn't take him to the closest hospital with a trauma center. They took him to a faraway hospital that doesn't have the necessary stuff to treat. Did you know that? And that the guy who was the head of that hospital had just been, but anyway, there's lots, so many. Did you know that Kash Patel fired the FBI directors in Utah a couple of weeks before this happened?
I didn't know that.
So yes, so many shady things that happened. But there she is saying that Charlie Kirk had come out and said that he was done with Israel, and it was because of the Jewish donors. And
I saw John saying it was the Mormons and not. No, the Mormons are there, dude, but they're not the.
So he's challenging them. So she's challenging them to deny this. Did this happen? Yes or no? Deny it. I'm saying it happened. So she's got him, and she goes. Hang on. She keeps going.
A yes or a no.
Yes or no?
Let's stop this ditching. Let's stop the dodging. Let's explicitly, I want to hear from Turning Point USA that I'm lying about that. I want you to say, no, it was just, he was feeling a little bit of pressure. No, I want you to literally answer what I have just said. It either happened or it didn't. I'm either making it all up or it happened exactly as I'm saying. And while we're at it, may I ask, what is the name of the Jewish donor who sponsored the Hamptons weekend? Okay. And to Pastor Rob McCoy, were there any LLCs that you or your son were being paid through that sat outside of Turning Point? I'm asking that question genuinely. Yeah, I'm putting the fire here right at the feet of Turning Point because I am disgusted. I am genuinely disgusted. I am looking around and wondering whether Charlie's entire life was the Truman Show. None of you guys are behaving in the way that you should be behaving, okay? There's no way you're letting these lies fly. Unless...
Right there as well, it's like you see, and I know this is the stretchiest of the stretch about it, but it's like, God, they played a lot of people would argue, sorry, Push-Ups, Pork Chops, they played the long con on him. Fucking, I'm telling you, I'm not a supermodel here, but Charlie Kirk is fucking this incredibly hot chick, Erica, who was a Miss fucking Utah, I believe, who did fucking worked, for some fucking, adoption type fucking agency in fucking Israel. I mean, unbelievable. And then he marries her, and now she takes it over. I don't know enough about that, Ahab. Tell me more. Maybe Pete does, but I don't think Pete knows Jimmy Dore that well. But again, it's like the longest of long cons, if you ask me. It really is.
As I'm hearing.
This thing just read like 50 articles in 90 seconds and summarized them for me. There is a
Sorry, I will never give money to these losers.
Unless it is true that there was a big payday that was on the line. And if Charlie radically stated that he was done with Israel, if Charlie said he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of, and I quote, Jewish donors, the behavior of Jewish donors, if he said that, yes or no, well then, I don't know, maybe some people didn't want to take that risk that he was going to become Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson at Turning Point USA with all of those
shout out Gavin House. My wife said the same thing. Like, this is another moment where I'm not paying attention to it. I'm like, he got killed. Like every single thing when it happens, I'm old. So my brain just reverts to what normally would happen. He was assassinated. He was killed by this guy on the roof. They're never going to find him. First of all, you're like, they're never going to find this. And they find him immediately. His parents turn him in, whatever. Okay. But you just, and my wife's like, oh, gee, because I was away that week. And I think that was the week I had some gig somewhere. That might've been when I was in fucking LA. And she's like, oh my God, I'm in LA. And she's like, did you see the memorial? His wife seems evil. And I'm like, calm down. But that's exactly what a lot of people saw. What you say, Gavin, came off as fucking evil. And like a lot of people say that as well, gay bitches. I need Pete. The voice is going. I don't know that this is clickbait. So gay bitches Clang, you think this is clickbait. Because I don't. I'm not saying a lot. The whole internet is fucking clickbait. And a lot of her shit is probably clickbait. But if this isn't as I often say, connecting the dots in a straight fucking line, I don't think that's clickbait. I don't. Yeah, and that's what my wife keeps saying, dude. Saint Ranger, I will get to the 911 story with loads eventually. You ever see the guy I'm talking about? I don't even know who you're talking about. All right, let's watch a little more of this because this makes sense. He literally had a meeting in the fucking Hamptons where they just expect and be like, yeah. But that last Turning Point USA, they lost one of their biggest fucking donors. It was incredible. Watch. I'll find you another one while we're watching this.
Presences. So
she's saying that Charlie Kirk declared that he had to abandon the Israel project because of what was the pressure he was receiving from Jewish donors. That's so she's asking TPUSA, yes or no? Did that happen? Did he say that? Yes or no? Okay.
Presence across college campuses. Maybe they didn't want to take a chance. You see, I'm just one person, so it's easy to try to cancel my life and lie on me every second of every day. But Turning Point USA, I think, got a little bit bigger than Charlie, and I'm no longer going to allow this lie in this narrative. So answer the questions, yes or no. And I'm going to, again, challenge you to lie. And if you do lie, I'm going to expose the lies, and I'm going to start dropping videos, actually. So that's where I'm at. Enough of the games, enough with trying to allow Israel to wrangle a narrative that you know is not true. Charlie did not die pro-Israel. He did not die for Israel. He did not martyr himself as a friend of Israel. In fact, the friends of Israel were pressuring him really badly, and he was done, and he finally stood up for himself. And I'm proud of that. And I will say this, you know what? Somewhere, Charlie is watching, okay? And I hope he knows we are reunited, okay? We're on stage right now, and the Jewish donors are very angry about it.
What do you think?
So there you have it. She
dog?
says that he had broken from Israel.
All right, so one, what I'll say about that, is I'm sick of this. Yeah, I have the receipts and I'll show them whenever. No, show them right there. Show me the receipts so I know to believe you. I'm done with waiting for shit. You know,
but here's the thing about that receipts, and I want to hear your answer. It's like, but I don't need receipts for what she's saying that we saw in real life in real time.
Oh,
you know,
what?
I don't need a receipt to say. I don't need a receipt to say he was pushing back against all Turning Point USA basically was funded by Zionists, okay? And Zionists do not agree with things Dave Smith says, do not agree with things that fucking Tucker Carlson is saying now. So that was the last Turning Point USA. And fucking, I'm going to show you a clip of, I know it's the what's it called? The Gray Matter guy or Greystone.
Wait a minute, though.
That fucking our boy has a problem with.
Wait a minute, though. Then what? Okay. If you don't need to show receipts, you don't need to mention receipts. You either need receipts or you don't. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's obvious. Stop. They had the meeting. He turned down the money. They supposedly stopped supporting Turning Point USA. He refused to go to the big visit to Israel with AIPAC and everything. Yeah, okay. That's fine. So we know all that. Nobody's questioning any of that. So what receipt?
You want to know what a big receipt would be, Peter? That if we had that receipt, you want to talk about showing receipts? You know what a big receipt would be, Pete? Where we'd say this is bullshit. The autopsy, Peter. But we don't have that receipt.
Wait,
so why don't they show that receipt? So if they showed that this guy killed him with that gun, we'd be like, you don't have the receipts. It's bullshit.
No,
but
wait a minute.
You're hiding the fucking autopsy, then I'm willing to listen to this, and I don't need the receipt to say we're never gonna fucking get receipts. So I'm gonna pay attention to what I saw with my fucking eyes. So her not having these receipts doesn't talk me out of it.
But to me, it may not talk me out of it or into it, but it discredits her. It discredits anybody, not just her. Anybody who says, and I'll show you the receipts whenever. No, if you got it, show it. If you got somebody right, he's right. That's exactly right, Mr. White. You show him the big receipt. So, like, if you think somebody's a liar, you call them a liar and then make everybody come out and defend themselves when she shows whatever she's got. Yeah, whatever it is. That's what it is.
Speaking of big receipts, medical advice from our boy who also said, stop swallowing Pete's loads and that throat won't hurt you. You missed several. There were several great ones while you were gone, Pete. Sorry, we have We have, hey Pete, Geno needs a throat LOADZZZ for that scratchy yet smooth, slippery throat. He hasn't gotten to see his big brother in a while. That's good.
So here,
I don't get Mormons. I don't get any moans at all. My dick stopped working. Here you go. I'm surprised Kiki stayed with this bum for a year. I love the
that's a shocker.
Kiki should smack him for wanting to hang with you, Pete. Aw. We got that one. I think there was one more. Max, what kind of cigars do you like? I'll give some to Geno to smoke for you in 3 weeks. That's great. I thought Geno was working on your master's loads. These are great.
There you go. Yeah, thanks everybody. So the dog situation, very quickly. So my daughter's dog apparently ate some rug, like actual carpet. Go ahead, Gene. You can't let it go. You're struggling.
She learned it from you.
There you go. There you go.
Does she sleep in bed with you and Maxine?
So that dog, Max, my wife took that dog right now to the emergency room because it's been a couple of days and the dog's having issues. We got to see what's doing there.
Someone was sent to the emergency room from munching carpet. Am I right, Pete?
Yeah, you won't stop. This is why you hesitate to have a conversation with you.
A dog just ate my carpet. Oh, you're back again, Miss Loads. Not my husband, not Max.
So I am here with the
Hold on, Pete. Hold on. All right, back to you, Loads. Sorry. That's good. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, so I'm here with Chloe, the Dachshund, who's 16 and, hanging in there. So I had to go feed her. And I'll have to put her out in a little bit. And she shit me out an area rug. This is what's funny. Dago, had she shit out the area rug, we wouldn't have her in the emergency room, actually, because she'd have passed it.
How much of the rug did she eat?
Not a lot, but it doesn't take a lot for the strings in order to get caught up in you, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't take a chance with it.
Oh, I get it. Your daughter's dog is a soccer player because they're all rug munchers. Everybody in here is so gifted.
They're really good.
This is why Fridays, lovely days. And you ask what kind of cigars I like. I do. I like the Alex Bradley. I like the what's the other one, Gene? Oh my God. I can't remember.
Alex Bradley? Statins?
Alex Bradley. What'd you say?
I said statins. You like the Alec Bradley. You like the Bodega cigars I always give you.
I like the Olivas.
Oh yeah.
And I like the Rocky Patel. I've never had an Opus. If that's what
I've had a Magnum Opus from when Berg liked me, he gave me one.
But the Alec Bradley's been really good. I really and the Ovos, the orange can Ovo,
the Avo,
whatever.
Yeah,
I can't believe
I've shared many an Avo with you. Have I not, Loads? Because they're all like that was the first one I smoked, obviously, because I'll just get this one because it's got an orange wrapper. What do you want me to do? Lie to you? That's the guy I am.
But maybe we do. I don't smoke that often. By the way, that guy I picked up 24 points for me last night, Kendrick Bourne. First in the history of guinea pigs fantasy football to pick up a guy and have him show up.
Thank you, monkey woman.
Yeah. Understood. I got you. I'm trying to think who said in Better Believe It, I'm trying to think, Pete, who said take the Niners. I love the Niners here. Actually, bet the Niners to the over on my I told you this. We had a sponsor ages ago on In Hot Water. Before gambling was legal in New York, it was like some .ag, mybookie.ag, and they sent me to start the season $15 free. I was down to my last four. I did a parlay on the Niners to the over. And by the way, I was ready to kill the Rams. They fucked up my cover in the Eagles game. And then what's his name? Kendrick Rock, whatever, I can't remember. That kid running in for the touchdown, fumbles at the one. It's like you just blew the game.
By the way, no, but did you see how it ended? Or are you driving Garrett home? By the way, Gene, in this day and age, I'm going to tell you flat out.
Please.
There's no excuse for not having your team's version of a tush push. No excuse. No excuse. And
but they didn't get. I'm going to interrupt. Oh, the last play of the game. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I meant
last play of the game.
But yeah,
I get going for the win. You know I'm all about going for the win. You're at the 10-yard line. You go for the 11-yard line. Go for the win. But you can't go for it on that bullshit play. If you're going to go for it, it's got to be an automatic.
He's new. He forgot the Z's. We love this Pulper guy. Pulper gave everyone a panic last week because we drink. I'm going to have a drink in honor of Pulper. Thank you for the 50. What were you saying, Pete?
I heard his story last night, and it was very upsetting. It was very upsetting. For the amount, I don't drink that much. But for the amount you drink, I'm like, well, you must have cirrhosis. You got to be kidding me. So at any rate, the 49ers, or the Rams, in overtime, they're down 3. They get the ball back. They get down to, I think, the 11-yard line. It's 4th and 1. And there's like 3 minutes left in overtime. I get going for the win. But you go for it with a straight-up run play to your running back? Please. And the Niners defense, they're not that hurt, except for Bosa. They were all over it. At that point, I think you kick the field goal. You got all backups anyway. You know, and maybe you stop them, but you can't. That's why I love. By the way, I lost my mind when Seattle would have like 4th and 1, and they didn't do their own version of the tush push, which they are like 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 with. No, you do it every time, like the Eagles, every time. And then maybe you get fancy when you've done it enough, like the Eagles are. But that is automatic. And you just do it, get the yardage, give your finger to the NFL for being so stupid to allow it. But if you're going to allow it, we're all going to do it. And really, it's 1st and 9 for every team in the NFL, not 1st and 10 anymore. You've made a joke of it, so let's all be part of the joke. It's a disgrace that play's allowed, but if it's allowed,
you don't like that play?
No, I don't. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That I don't. I'm not going to say you're wrong. It just surprises me you don't like that play because it's literally like, Pete, it's the free market. If you then stop it. Then stop the play.
Here's the thing. NFL rules are written so it's unstoppable. If you move, they call it. Washington tried to stop it. They kept trying to stop it at the goal line. And the ref stops the game and says, if you do that again, we're awarding them a touchdown.
That's an NFL rule, Pete. They're not making that up.
That's bullshit, though. That's what I'm saying. They were trying to stop it. They almost, if you watch the replay of that series of downs, on one of them where the guy went over the top, he missed Jalen Hurts' head by millimeters. It was crazy. And again, there aren't a lot of injuries on that play from what the NFL says. So I'm not going at it from an injury standpoint. I mean, there's a potential for severe injury on every play. Look at poor Tyreek Hill. But when you have something that's automatic and you don't give the defense any chance to stop it, and then you continually miss offsides calls or false start calls on the offensive line when they're running it, you're out of your mind not to have one for your team. You just have to have it. That's all. And then let the NFL say, well, I guess that's how our game is now. And put it on them.
Hey,
and by the way,
our number one,
by the way,
our number 2.
Mr.
No
Mr.
wonder
White.
he says we smoke shit cigars. Look at that. Fucking those are magnum opus, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
let's go break into his fucking house.
So by the way,
should I also show this? Oh, I lost it. Where'd I put it? Hold on. Speak of the devil, Mr. White. Here we go.
49. Why didn't they give you that ball? What happened? Did they not want you to get that MVP?
Literally sent to us today in the family chat.
To be honest, I have no idea. Nobody taking accountability for it.
You saw this. Did you know about the
play?
end?
I actually
saw all this. Yes, I've seen this before. I've seen it all.
Oh shit! By the time it sat in, you just hear all the cheering from the other sideline. Like, what the fuck? Oh shit! He just threw a pick. As I'm going back to the sideline, go rush, and I just hear him like, "Oh man, like I'll get him next time." as I hear the shit, I take my helmet off and I go right to Pete Carroll's face, and I'm talking about I hit his ass with the biggest.
Good. You laughed in his face. You both for.
That
So what
shows
I'll
how
say
fucking
about that-
lost. That shows
what
how
I'll-
lost your boy is. He's like, we'll get him next time. And
Right.
right as I was saying to you, there won't be a next time. And not that you're like, no, there will be. You're like, yeah. Moments
look,
before that, Pete had said
look.
to me, stop me if I'm wrong, giving you props. Like, did you say before? But you basically said you beat 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, the most legendary quarterbacks of our era in back-to-back Super Bowls. And then you make that play. And Pete Carroll goes, that was the wrong play. And now you hear Russell Wilson goes, we'll get him next time. Fucking idiots. Go, Loads.
By the way, more than that, what I said was,
sorry,
they beat the year before, they beat Peyton Manning, first ballot Hall of Famer. Denver had the best offense in the history of the NFL that year, and they smoked them. Following year, to get to the Super Bowl, you may forget, they had to come back against the Panthers and beat Aaron in overtime. So they took out another Hall of Famer and former Super Bowl winner. And then they were going to take out Tom Brady. And that happened. I said I already had the T-shirts, Pete Carroll's face and Russell Wilson's face, the 3-peat. And this happened. And you were there. And I got to admit, you will never go in your life from being that high to that low that quickly.
Yeah.
It is a moment.
The Carroll and Joey Dago will tell you. I shouldn't interrupt you. He had a little. The Carroll fucking Geno Smith experiment is done already in Vegas.
That's what I wanted to tell you. He may have laughed in Carroll's face that day, but since then, like he's at Raiders camp all the time. He's always around Pete Carroll. Like they're boys, so they figured something out. Like if you see Marshawn Lynch. When Pete Carroll got the job in L.A., Marshawn Lynch just showed up there and was joking around with him and everything else. So in that moment, I'm sure he was out of his mind, much as I was.
Sure.
But I guess time heals all wounds, and he realized hey, again, yes. Was it horrific? Sure. Nobody died. Wasn't brain surgery. We all got up and went to work the next day. I get to live with this the rest of my life and talk about it. It's terrible. But in the grand scheme of things, that's the thing with these sports. Really, we're letting ourselves get all nuts about this shit, and it doesn't matter. And I'm the number one who gets nuts. You can ask, the people around here. As my wife said, she'll walk the dog sometimes when the Seahawks are on. She's like, I can hear you halfway around the circle. She's like, everybody can hear you. Okay, Mr. White. I think that's already been done. And by the way, I like Tom Brady. I love Tom Brady. He was going to be a chapter in my book, Musings of a Normal Guy.
I agree. I say it all the time. And the fact that I've said this, because people are always like, oh, Geno's never wrong. I admit when I'm wrong all the time. I literally talked about it while you were eating carpet in there with the dog, Pete. Like, they were talking about how weird Erica Kirk looked when my wife's like, I was in LA, I wasn't paying attention to them. She's like, Erica Kirk just looks like some evil princess in a Disney movie. And I'm like, you're crazy. And then I'm like, I guess I'm wrong because everyone is saying that. Okay. But Pete, you can't get better if you're never wrong. Okay. And Pete Carroll, when he fucking says, oh yeah, it was the wrong play. You know, Pete, you know me, Pete. I'm like, he's got to go. That's fucking horse shit. It's fucking horse shit. And it's disgraceful. And you get what you fucking deserve with him, Joey Dago, because he still thinks it was just a bad outcome. It's like the fuck. I said this. I wish to God, and it's coming out soon, the fucking thing I did at the Jubilee Network, where that smug little fucking toddler is like, 8 of the top 10 murder states are red states. Yeah. Yes.
Blue cities.
States like Pennsylvania and you know what I mean? Like Pennsylvania's red now. Fucking Louisiana's red now. And you have these little specks. Go.
Right. By the way, no, you're right. And that was one of the things on my list.
And Pete, but what did I say? I said, if I murder your old lady's pussy, Is the rest of her body fine? When I fucking just fucking kill that fucking little gash, who we kidding? Your old lady's giant gash, which is only 10% of her whore body. What's the other 90%? Yeah, fucking dummies. But that's it. Oh, because fucking people in Pennsylvania murder each other. Because people in Wilmington, Delaware murder each. Well, that state's blue. Go on.
I don't know that that's not going to be edited out, Gene.
Why would that be? Yeah, I didn't get to say that. I got one fucking 5-minute clip. I told you. This young kid, Mr. White, would have loved it. This young kid, like at one point he's saying shit, and I just looked to the circle. I'm like, do you believe that? And he goes, look at me. And I go, I keep getting lost in those eyes. It was like, they better put that in.
All right, so let me ask. So I actually had that on my list, and you brought it up.
Please.
That I think it's genius with all that's going on in Portland and Chicago for Trump to be sending ICE and everything into Memphis, because Memphis is exactly what you're talking about. Tennessee's a red state. It's got a Republican governor, and it's the governor who okays the National Guard coming in, not the mayor of that shithole. So the governor of Tennessee's like, yeah, bring him in. You see what I'm saying? And it's gone into this blue dot that's a dump, and they're going to fix it. That's the difference. Then you'll be able to compare apples to apples. Look, they fixed
I swear by Pete Carroll, by the way. And yeah, by the way, I apologize because I'm sure it sounded like fucking Joey Dago was calling me up going like, fuck you, you're dead. We got Pete Carroll. He never said that. I apologize, Joey Dago. But I never swore by him other than saying other than standing by him on my TV going, what a fucking piece of shit. What a fucking piece of shit. Hopped up on that carpet, Gabe.
You are on. Oh God, I know. This is it. Lovely.
Mr. White's the fucking best. He gave me that license. He gave me that license plate.
I can't wait to see the show on Wednesday with Mr. White. Is he coming in studio?
All right, so I want to show this, Peter. I'll see if I can find the spot. It's what I was watching earlier. Because again, our debate is on receipts. And again, I don't think you need receipts when everything's a straight line. And again, you don't go looking for this stuff. Like, I was the one when it started saying like, no, Keanu, she's not an evil Disney princess. No, that guy did it. No. And then you hear more and more shit that again, the biggest receipt, well, second biggest outside your mule, Peter, the second biggest receipt, right? That would slap that, like your mule would slap you right in the face and make your eyes pop out.
Is this what we're doing? That's what we're doing. That's what you're doing. Good for you. Makes you happy. I didn't say anything. This is what you do. This is your thing. We just go with that. Slapped in the face.
Pete, I can't give you a better compliment than I've been sick for 2 days. Like, I get to hang out with Pete today.
Slapped in the face.
I get to hang out with Pete and the guys today.
The mule slap. Nice, real nice.
So, but am I wrong? Before we go forward, I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm not wrong when I say that receipt would be huge. You know what I mean, Pete? Because that raises all the questions. You're like, I want to believe this guy shot him. I do. But listen to this. Sorry, I guess I listen to this. What? Nothing. Hold on. Now this is the guy fucking Max Blumenthal from fucking Gray Zone. Here we go.
With Ackman and all those influencers with Charlie Kirk on Long Island in the Hamptons. So is there any, what's the most recent update on that?
Well, I want your thoughts on this, obviously, Pete. Thank you for your patience, everyone.
Well, I've had a third part to it, which is that Robert Shillman, who was one of the foremost, I would say, anti-Islam pro-Israel donors in the U.S., like really interested in demonizing Muslims as a whole and funding organizations that do that, and was a longtime donor to Charlie Kirk through the David Horowitz Freedom Center. I reported that he pulled out of TPUSA because Charlie Kirk kept giving a platform to Tucker Carlson. He was going to put Marjorie Taylor Greene on stage at the next America Fest.
Now, again, Pete, call me stupid. No one would debate you. Like, this is, I don't need receipts on this because everything did this guy really do all this?
Yeah.
You can't make that up.
Right.
And
so
did those people show up? You can't make that. You can make up the first part, but you know he did. Otherwise, he'd be suing the guy, whatever. So this is receiptless. This makes sense. This is more of a straight line. No,
he had all those people on the show. Yeah.
All right.
Charlie Kirk did that. Charlie Kirk, he took all comers, everybody.
Yeah, and he took all comers because it would make sense. Everything. Well, a lot of the things Candace Owens said, she's like, you got to do this shit. He's gonna say, you got to do this shit on your own. It's like, I know I got all my funding from fucking Zionists, and they're like, well, that's what TPUSA is like. No, it isn't anymore. And he even started pushing back. His last live interview, I should say, was with fucking Ben Shapiro, saying, we showed it. Israel's only the size of New Jersey. It took him that long to respond on October. Here we go.
And Charlie Kirk was trying to sort of straddle the divide between his Zionist donors who helped make him who he was and the conservative grassroots that was moving away from.
Hold your straddle the divide Max Loads jokes till after this. Thank you. Right, Pete? You usually divide things when you straddle them, right? I sure do, Gene. I thought they were holding off. But when I straddle Maxine Loads, oh, does it divide? Oh, you... Hold on, I'm not gonna make it. It's Curtis John appreciating that. I also fucking love. By the way, Curtis John, I was wearing that gorilla shirt. Let it go. well said. He's still muted. Well said, Pete. You get it because you said it. Pete. Oh yeah, we were watching this. Sorry. Here we go. Straddle that to Pete.
You just got to let him go. You got to let him tucker himself out. It's like when the kids are talking and you want to talk, you give them the I'll wait, and then they quiet down and you do the instructions.
That was one of the first things your sister-in-law said to me. Like, she laughs like this, and that's her brother would be like, you just got to let her tucker herself out. She's just not going to. Here we go. All right.
This, and Robert Shillman was like, you have to completely toe the leak. You have to completely toe the Likud line. That's according to many sources. Shillman has, sponsored Laura Loomer in the past, Tommy Robinson in the UK, and all these sorts of figures. And so now Netanyahu or someone close to him has released this letter that Charlie Kirk supposedly delivered to him in the weeks before.
And they're going to touch upon this, Pete. This is also the litmus test, or whatever you want to call it. It's like, wave the white flag. It's like when Netanyahu went on two different things and denounced, like, oh, we had anything to do with killing him. Why are you even responding to that? That's another thing where it's like, I don't need receipts. I'm watching Netanyahu say, oh, that's crazy.
His death, basically advising him on how to improve Israel's image. And he's basically saying, you have to do it yourselves. Stop counting on us to do it. It's sort of embarrassing for me. And stop trying to use us to sell your war with Iran. And it's being framed by Bill Ackman and other pro-Israel elements as evidence that Charlie Kirk was just a dyed-in-the-wool Zionist to the end. But it really shows the conflict at the same time. It's a weird letter. It's a digital reproduction with no date on it. And it's not how Netanyahu initially framed it when he attempted to claim the legacy of Charlie Kirk. And before a suspect was even arrested, this was in a video message, blamed the radical left and Muslims in the US to try to spin it against Israel's enemies. I mean, that has failed for Netanyahu. And since then, he's had to come out. For some reason, he felt compelled, not once, but twice, to deny playing a role in the killing of Charlie Kirk. So this is all part of the propaganda collapse that Israel is experiencing under Netanyahu.
I mean, again, I don't care about the ad blocker.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all true.
And he said I had this.
Go on. Sorry about that, Loads. Go on.
No, it's everything the guy said, I believe, is true. And the Netanyahu letter thing was, what's the word I'm looking for, specious or, whatever, questionable at best.
He's even questioning it there, right? So that kind of gives it, he's not saying, and this letter, he's like, look, it seems weird, but he's asking you to do some critical thinking. You're used to this. Go on, Pete. You're used to me interrupting.
But I mean, so what do we say? So what's he saying? Israel killed what's her name? Israel killed Charlie Kirk. Is that what he's saying?
The best I can put it, in my opinion, MAXXX said it in that video. We didn't get to it, but it's like if he's starting to push back on Israel, right? And in my opinion, he was.
He was pushing back.
Right.
And yes, he started out being heavily funded by the Zionists, you want to call them that. TPUSA, when it started, it was heavily funded, and Charlie Kirk absolutely defended Israel. And I think, yes, without question, he had come around and he saw what was going on, and he questioned October 7th, that border, how did anybody get through, et cetera, et cetera. And he started to question and said at least it had to be looked into, and he didn't like how they were just, I guess, going into Gaza afterwards and just taking people out and the whole thing. And Netanyahu did what he could to keep Hamas and all that stuff. I get it. That's all without question. But does that mean they definitely killed him? I don't know. The Democrats had Congress had a reason to kill him.
Sure. But, and Peter, again, and if we had that one receipt, Pete, am I true or false? If we had the biggest receipt, true or false?
Yeah. But you got
false. If we had the second biggest receipt. He laughs just like that. I wish.
Look.
Your mule.
My mule. I get it. Mule, and then I get it. My mule, and then the rest of the receipts are under there. I get it. Thanks, everybody. This is what you've done for Gene today. Look at him. He can't help himself. Oh my God. So at any rate,
you're doing it, and you know it.
At any
am I
rate,
wrong? Like if we had that receipt, but Peter, that's one way. A lot of people could have killed him. But if you believe all this. By the way, Bob and Patrice, I'll share the picture in a sec, just sent me a screenshot of all the cigars he bought. He's like, these are for you and your brother. I'm like, send them to Pete. He's like, they're already on their way to you. It looks like he sent you 3 cigars and me 38. I'm kidding. But Pete, I'll do my thing, and then you'll explain to me why Congress would want it. Here's why the Jews would want to kill him, okay? Why Israel would want to kill him. Jews would want to kill him. And we've got to start making this difference. There's the Jews and there's Israel. There's Jewish people and Zionists. We all agree. Okay. And if the Zionists gave you all this money, right? And now you're blowing up. But and they said the words, they'll say it later if we watch more. Grassroots. Now you've got grassroots following that are pro-America. They're pro-America. They're the people that voted for Trump. They're people like you and me. Love Trump. We're done with Israel. Okay. And now you're getting these people, and Israel's like, we don't want those people. We gave you a lot of money. It's like, you could argue it's like allegedly the way they said the mob put Kennedy in power. And then he's like, yeah, I'm done with you. This isn't.
Well, I was going to say, this is the same argument you make for why they got rid of Colbert. And you couldn't keep Trump out of office. You're no longer useful to us. So we get rid of you. But we didn't have to kill him. It's not an Apple Watch. It is a Fitbit Sense 2. And they're going to stop making them, and I'm going to have a problem. I'm looking at the Pixel Watch now for when this thing takes a dump. But yeah. I appreciate you noticing, Demon Bean. I do.
Yeah. As opposed to the candy apple Pete makes me watch sometimes, right, Pete? Looks like a candy apple.
Look, my dog's eating. I got to go let the dog out. I'll be right back.
I wasn't done debating this with you, but obviously.
I'll be back in a second. It doesn't take long.
You're going to watch some more of this, and I'll read it back to you. You're the man, Loads. You guys. He's the best. My big brother. Get your own. My big brother. All right. Let's watch a little more of this silliness, and it's incredible to me.
After Charlie Kirk's assassination, and he said, I had this letter, and he said all these great, how much he loved Israel, and how he wouldn't be able to come to Israel on Benjamin. And that same letter, because Candace Owens was saying, why don't you read the rest of the letter? Why don't you show the whole letter? And so you're saying you now do have access to that letter. And that letter says that what you just said, that
the letter came out and he's saying, I'm pro-Israel and, I believe in the Judeo-Christian alliance, but I'm summarizing or paraphrasing it, but you're putting all of the weight on our shoulders to do your work. And this needs to come from Israel itself to convince Americans that we should go to war with Iran and stand with Israel. And, it should come from your media. which is interesting because I also had a source who is a longtime friend of Charlie Kirk tell me that he had rejected a funding offer from Netanyahu in which Netanyahu would sort of organize his consortium of millionaires and billionaires to pump money into TPUSA in exchange for Charlie Kirk's total obedience on this issue. I would assume that would mean like no more Tucker Carlson keynote speeches, and that he rejected it. And, you know, it's been reported, and I reported this, that he rejected the trip that Netanyahu offered to Israel as well. I think Charlie Kirk probably was no friend of, there was no evidence he was like a friend of Palestinians or that he was some anti-war guy, but he was suffering from serious Israel fatigue. And that's for sure. Everything I reported was corroborated by Charlie Kirk's public statements. And now we know he lost one of his largest longtime donors, Robert Shillman.
Israel fatigue, that's a great, like, that's a perfect word. It's like, look, we've had it. We can only do so much. We can only fucking carry your bags for so long. And I'll give it again to Dave Smith, who said it perfectly. If you're friends with a guy and you keep going out drinking with him and he keeps getting you into fights in bars and you're winning the fights, but you're taking a beating, and then everyone, like, when you show, be like, oh, what's going on with Geno? You know, then it's time to fucking get new friends. And that's literally what we were fucking looking at here. It's Israel fucking fatigue. Wow, this journalist must be telling us the truth. We're so good at it. What say you, push-ups? Love you, buddy. Trader, like, look, show me the article that shows he works for Russian government, which I'm sure, which, watch this. Show me the receipt. I'm sure it exists. And I don't give a fuck about the Russian government. What he's saying makes sense to me. Are you saying, since I'm assuming this is true because you're far more alert on this than me, push-ups, pork chops, that doesn't change what he said. Doesn't change what he said. Does it change what he said, Loads? Where'd you go? Sorry. Does it change what he said?
Okay. No, nothing changes what he said that's provable, but I guess if you know that he is whatever he is and he's speaking from a bias, it might change what you think it means, and it wouldn't necessarily put the murder on Israel. I think, look, look, these same, whatever you want to call them, Zionists, whatever, who sponsored, surely the motivation of a gay man, a trans lover, and him is most likely, as opposed to Israeli government and Mossad. Actually, Gavin, I don't think either of those are as likely as the people in this country who were uncomfortable with how he was motivating young people. And that's why I think it's a perfect frame job, Gavin. In that way, you are absolutely correct. If you could pick the perfect person to kill Charlie Kirk, that's him. The guy right there, the gay man, and his trans lover is also half furry. He's perfect. That's what you'd think. But to me, this is much more the people who resent him going to colleges in this country and getting young people, especially young men, to realize we've been fed a raft of shit. And more than that, we're not going to take it anymore. We're not listening to the stupid Gillette ad. Is this the best we can do? And toxic masculinity and all the other trans, blah, 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 boys and girls sports. We're out on that. We're going back to 1985 or 1955, whatever. And it's not about race or religion or any of that. It's about America and the Constitution and it being based in Judeo-Christian values. That is where I think the bullet came from. And could the Mossad be involved in that? They absolutely could be involved in that because they're one of the ones who's pushing, to some degree, that stuff over here. You know what I mean? Like, they wanted to keep this country divided, and that's the way you do it.
Well, I got to interrupt you to ask. You said it. Like, that, to me, this is more critical thinking. If you wanted people to jump to a conclusion without thinking, who shoots them, Peter? A trans guy writing on the bullets, literally saying, you know what, it was really good last time? That fucking Luigi guy who wrote on bullets. And you know what people hate, Pete? They hate trans. So if we want them to fucking, go right to their fucking hate fucking emotion. We would hit that button. We'll combine them. We'll take trans. They'll write on the bullets, and they'll be like, they won't even question. Obviously, we did it. He did it. We hate these people. When really, you're saying this guy's lying, even though everything he says makes sense. Is a straight.
I'm not saying, dude.
I don't think you are.
Yeah, I'm not saying anybody's lying. I'm not supporting lies of the Russian government by saying this. You know who I think did it? I think the CIA did it. That's who I think did it. I think the American intelligence people did it. Whoever they are.
Finish the
whatever that consists of.
The CIA did it for the Zionists. Sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to get that in. Am I wrong? That's what you think.
No. I don't know. I don't know.
Why would he do it?
What's that?
I'm saying, then I'm not, Pete, you're smarter than me when it comes to
So
this.
why'd they
So
do
I'm
it?
willing to agree that the CIA did it. But if you tell me that, I'm like, right, because they want the Zionists, because we're kissing Israel's ass. Am I wrong?
Israel. No, it has nothing to do. Why's it got to be to do with Israel just because those things happen? It is possible. I will say it is. All those things happen. There's no question. With the money and all that all happened. Israel supported them. No question. All right? But that doesn't necessarily mean they killed him and not entities in this country who were uncomfortable with what he was pushing, because that's uniting the country. What he was pushing was a uniting message. Because all these people had to make up lies and use sound bites to make it sound like he hated women, he hated gays, he hated trans. He didn't hate anybody.
Yeah.
He was all about being judged by the content of your character. That's what he was pushing. And if that's what Christ pushed and everybody else, that's what he was pushing. And it's impossible to argue that. Impossible. And that's what they didn't like. Because eventually, that is a uniting message. And who wants to keep us divided? The same people who were doing it from when it started in the 40s and 50s, the CIA and the deep state. And if Israel's involved in some way, they're involved in some way. By the way, Israel, not the people, not the Jews. That's just what it is. All right? I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they're not. But I believe this came from inside the United States. And at this point, I don't have enough information to say this guy they have in jail did it. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Maybe they'll have unbelievable friggin' evidence. But at this point, they don't. Anyone who's taller than JFK, yeah, it's just crazy.
So you're saying the CIA did it, and that makes sense. It even circles back to the video that I showed that you sent me of the woman quoting Laura Loomer on fucking I forget what show it was already. But yeah, it's just to further keep us fighting with each other while they take our taxes. And if we blame Israel, more the better. But is that what you're saying? Because I can fucking certainly believe that.
I don't care. I don't even think they just want people coming up with ideas and talking about it, and eventually have it. It's like with JFK. Who killed JFK? I didn't say the Jews didn't kill JFK. You know what I mean? But I'm sure there's people out there. Maybe they did because of him wanting their nuclear facilities, not wanting them to have nukes, wanting them to have their nuclear facilities, looked at by the Atomic Energy Commission, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say anything because we're not getting the truth. Because now we know we haven't had the truth so long from our government on these big issues, anything goes. And then you get people that causes arguments between people. It causes division. Like I'm saying, push-ups. I'm not saying I'm right. And maybe the Jews, maybe they didn't do it. I got no idea. But you can't eliminate anything because you just don't know for sure. Is all I'm saying. I mean, you can eliminate. I didn't do it. Push-ups. You didn't do it. Gene didn't do it. You can eliminate some things, but there's other stuff you just can't eliminate. And to pick this guy, I mean, how much more of a perfect picture can you get? He can say anything he wants. Who's like me? I'm just telling you what I think.
By the way, he's ours now, Geno. When you got to take a piss, I was still laughing. I'm like, that's my big brother. And they're like, he's ours now. I think that's very cute. I will share this from your running mate. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I've been busy. Share this tab instead. But boom. Because he brought this up last night, in case you think I don't pay attention. I'm sorry, buddy. On the football show. I don't know who this is, Pete. Who the hell is it?
I looked this is how bad it is. So last night I'm watching the football show and I see in the comments that my running mate is like, we're talking about Maxwell House tomorrow. So I'm looking, what the hell is Maxwell House doing? And I'm like, so basically, Maxwell House, my understanding is for a year, they're going to change their name to Maxwell Apartment because people can't afford a house anymore, but they should still be drinking the same delicious Maxwell House coffee. And it's sort of like a brand thing, and they're only going to do it for a year, they said. And they had a picture that I saw online. I don't know if it's like a fake thing where it was the Maxwell House Big Blue Coffee thing. And instead of Maxwell House, it said Maxwell in the same font. And then it had a sticker that said apartment. So
I'm Googling that. What is it, Pete?
Yeah. Maxwell House Apartment. It sort of reminded me, and this is pathetic, but it sort of reminded me of Mr. Mom when the tuna company, well, we're always going to be with you, this tuna company, because the economy is bad. There it is. By the way.
Wow. Temporarily. Why?
Because
my wife is that is just to get attention to them. Just to get attention. Go on.
Right.
Pete.
Right. That's what it is. It's to get attention and bring attention to the fact more people are living in apartments now, either because they can't afford a home or because they want to. And if you read, they're running a special where you can get look up the price of the can, right? Like you can buy 4 of those.
That's pretty good.
You can buy
Max LOADZZZ house. But by the way, you overthought it. Max LOADZZZ house coffee, good to the last drop of semen. Explain it to them, Pete. They're not going to get it.
My
load. It's good to the last drop of my load. Like it is so good. It's the opposite of a French press. How's that cigar, big brother? How's that cigar, Pete?
Delicious. And thank you, Bob Fan of Patrice. I do like the Gurkhas as well. Curtis John had sent them. So at any rate, yes, they're also selling the cans or those containers. They're giving a deal on those because money is so tight. There's gonna be here you go, Gene. Maxwell, they're gonna work a deal for some people, and you can get 4.
You've done enough work. I'll let that one go. I'll take 1 can of LOADZZZ. Fingers crossed it goes down smooth. These guys are great.
I'm just saying, you must just be so proud of yourself.
I am, Pete. I am. This is what I was meant to do. I am. I just do this show with you, and I call Bomba with my fucking football jokes. The one I did this week that I called him, he was dying. I go, the 40-40 Green Bay Dallas tie. I go, they say Italian football is like kissing your sister, but when the tie is 40-40, I hate to tell you, your sister is a whore. It's good stuff.
Hey,
anyway,
what the hell?
By the way, shout out to our boy. I've yet to watch this, and I want your opinion on it. He's like, "Don't bring it up," but of course I'm gonna. Nope, that's not it. I missed it.
By the way, Gavin House. I wonder because I don't like cigarettes, but I like the clove cigarettes. So I don't know if he's involved in that.
It stayed in my bookmarks. Were you the one that told me? I've yet to watch it. It's incredible. It's very anti-Zionist. Am I right, Gavin?
What is it? It's a documentary?
Yeah, it's really good, apparently. That's the link. I'll put the link in the fucking thing.
There we go. Boy, people are enjoying this.
But it's probably wrong. By the way, as long as I'm here, share this tab instead. Gay bitches, some good news, Pete. North Carolina House passed Irina's law with a veto-proof majority. The new legislation ends cashless bail. I lost it already. Ends cashless bail for violent offenders, closes dangerous loopholes.
Yep, there it is. And amazingly, there's
4 years for Diddy. Your running mate keeping an eye on it.
Oh God, Okay, is that 4 years plus time served, or is that 4 years and he gets 13 months knocked off? So it's only like 3 years. So they only gave him 2 years for each of the things he was found guilty of.
I don't know. I got to be honest. I so have not followed the Diddy thing.
Okay, I got it. It's on the TV now. 50 months. 50 months. He got 50 months.
50 months? Now, with time served, as our boy Mr. White said, does that change?
If time served, if it includes, he got a 4-year prison sentence.
I missed it. Mr. White threw another fucking membership up, and I think I missed it.
No, he got a 4-year prison sentence, so, that's 48. No, it's full. So it's 48 months, 50 months.
I think stupid was the joke we were doing earlier. God bless. Let me do a quick thing. Did we miss any? We got your thoughts on that. Oh, gay bitches. Thanks for the $5. Whose grip is stronger, Peter or Curtis Johns? This is basically based on the balloon knot bathroom, right, Pete?
The balloon knot. Yes, I guess it is. I guess.
What was it? The balloon knot, Pete?
The balloon knot cafe bathroom.
Do you even recall it, Pete?
No, I don't recall it, Gene. By the way, I can't even. Okay. I mean,
dude, how about last night when we were showing clips Garrett and Steve hadn't seen? Oh, I was dying. This guy jerks his brother off. The fuck, he's crazy.
I know. It's Joe Biden and Trump. It's crazy. There's something.
Oh, I forgot about all these. Jesus Christ. So good. Here we go.
I was roofied. That would explain it. What is it? Do you have the Hillary Clinton one, Gene? Because that is very disturbing as well.
That's why that one's on Rumble, Pete.
Why?
What am I looking for?
Hillary Clinton. No, not that
buddy. Your buddy.
By the way, I got to tell you, I confuse Kanye and the guy who got prison time today.
I do too all the time. Come on.
I do not own that pimp hat, or a pimp hat for that matter. Oh, there's no sound. See, no sound. Nobody can hear it, Gene. Nobody can hear what you say.
Can't hear it?
No.
That's because I lost whatever sound is. God damn it, bastard.
Here, he's going to show another video, which is unbelievable that somebody put out there. It's not racist. They're both hip hop or rap artists who are in trouble in time. I would confuse Megan Wallen with some other country guy who got in trouble for being drunk and said something wrong too, if they were similar and out at doing the same thing at the same time.
I mean, Max Loads, place in an alley behind Planned Parenthood. He throat fucked me till I puked. While using my Mama Lab milkers like a punching bag. We only did that stuff once because I had to secretly go to the hospital to get my sphincter sewn up. Good times. His hog is so big, it looks like a tortoise's neck. He got the name Max Loads from the time you blew a load so violently. It gave me a blacker eye and a nosebleed. I sure do miss him. MAGA for life.
My favorite is blacker eye.
I know. I know.
So, because Curtis John doesn't mail it in, Pete. He commits to the bit.
That is, oh my God. Yeah, these things are just unbelievable.
I love these. We all do. You're not special, Demon Bean. We all.
By the way, I wonder how her book is doing.
It's got to be terrible. We were talking about this. I didn't even think it was me and you. We were talking about it's that's her way of saying my political. Was it you? My political career is over. I need money. I don't even need money, but I need to take the money now. Same thing with that fucking guy. The guy on CNBC who did. On CNN who did the fucking book shitting on fucking Biden. He's like, I better get this money while I can. Because they all know their career's over, Pete is so rad. That's brilliant. I think I missed one of your fucking gifted subs. Thank you, by the way, buddy.
So what I was gonna so what I was gonna say is Jake Tapper, fake Tapper. The other thing, since we're all over the government now, is the government shutdown. We haven't even touched on that. That's all they're talking about on the news.
Peter,
now.
do me a favor. There it is. Thank you, Mr. White. Fucking making it rain. Explain. I'll never understand or care about government shutdowns. Like, I'll say, here, this won't take long. Why don't I say what I know, and I'll go first. And then you say what you know. Thank you. It was Jake Tapper. I'm an idiot. And then just talk. They wanted to, the Republicans made it look like they wanted to give trans surgery to people in Peru or something, and they wouldn't budge on that. That's all I heard. I know that's not, but it is. Who cares if they shut it down? I don't get it. Explain it to me, please.
All right, first, I will defer to anyone in the chat who can fully explain the government budgeting process, because I get that September 30th was the last day of the fiscal year for the government. It goes October 1st to September 30th. I understand that. As far as why the government is shut down, the House passed a continuing resolution, which apparently is the same one that's been passed 13 straight times, that just keeps the government funded like it had previously been funded, as opposed to going through the 12 appropriating committees. But according to the Speaker of the House, he said they just need another 7 weeks, and those appropriation committees will have all their work done on how the money's going to get spent. But the sticking point for the Democrats seems to be, by the way, check me on this, chat. I mean, tell me your ideas. What I understand the sticking point to be is, in the big, beautiful bill, the Republicans absolutely got rid of any, I guess, government money going to pay for illegal aliens, hospital care, medical care, whatever. And the Democrats don't like that. And they'll keep saying that, well, it's illegal to give illegal immigrants money for any of that. But the loophole is the Biden administration gave all the illegal immigrants, not amnesty. What's it called when you get let out of jail? Probation. They're out on probation. So technically, they're not here illegally. Thus, they would qualify for the money. That's what it's all about, as far as I can tell.
There's a clip I was watching today from our boy Ruben, who I love watching with a grain of salt now. That I'll go to my history.
Yes, put him on parole.
We're fucking Tapper. Speak of the devil, Jake Tapper calls him out and says, no, like you just said the quiet part loud. Here it is. Watch this. And because I need you to explain it to me. Hold on. I got to fucking switch fucking browser. You don't look like browsers, Peter. Go on, talk while I bring this up. What were you saying?
I like what you said there, and I sort of agree. I agree on some level. And I thought that's what the tariffs were trying to actually do, is pay off our debt so we can start over without the Fed. So the theory goes, that I've heard presented, Kilgore, tell me what you think, is that Trump's trying to get enough tariff money in to pay off all the debts so we don't need the IRS anymore, which in turn would lead to the end of the Federal Reserve, and we'd go back to the Treasury Department printing up money backed by like gold, silver, stable coin or whatever. I don't know how I feel about that either. And yes, it was 1997. I heard that too. Texan Patrick P. And you know who said it was a Democrat, Harold Ford, who happened to be on the 5. And he said the last time they actually did a budget was 1997. And I had heard that before. So I'm hoping that they get that is what occurs somehow. And I agree, we should call our debts in on all these people. But again, the whole system of central banks in this world runs on debt. So once the debt's paid, the central banks would be done, if I understand correctly.
Here you go, Pete. By the way, your boy Dinesh D'Souza was on today. Hold on, it's muted. It's not me.
It's a lie. Democrat operative who masquerades as a impartial journalist, Jake Tapper, over on CNN. He had Timu Obama on. Watch this.
Donald Trump blessed it as well.
So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they talk about the provisions, and it's right here, subtitle E, And this has to do with the repeal of healthcare subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is you want to give health insurance.
Like Jake Tapper, sometimes he'll do something just be like, I got you, because that's how he's like. At some point, he's like, I'm terrible, but I'm not as terrible as some of these Dems, like fucking Timu Obama, as he calls him, and Jeffries. Here we go. Watch this. He's like, no.
To undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is
it's a lie.
It's a lie. But what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even include that in a bill knowing that they're going to seize right upon that and use that to message? I understand.
I think you caught it because we were both laughing at the same time. But you can't. I mean, what Jake did right there, he said, "Well, it's not in there, but it's in there."
It's in there. And not only that, but he had the little bit.
I'm not trying to stump you. I know you know. It's like
done this because
I didn't even see it until they said, "I'm like, I had to go back and watch it." I'm like, yeah. By the way, shout out. I love Dave Rubin. This is my point. I've always said this, have I not, Pete? I love getting fucking a lot of news from a gay Jew. I do. And I think he's great. And former comedian. I keep trying to find if I ever worked with him. He was here in like in the aughts, and after that, he did a lot of shit at Gotham when I was still at Gotham. But yeah, I think he's great. But he's Zionist. He is a Zionist. Just to show I don't fucking I'm not biased. What were you gonna say, Pete? Before I went on that.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. I agree. That was the point I was trying to make. That's the workaround they're trying to do to get these illegals, which I believe a lot of them are self-deporting. They said up to 2 million already have self-deported. And I agree with Kilgore. There's no way he could collect 37 trillion in tariffs. However, what are your thoughts on the fact that it doesn't necessarily need to be 37 trillion if he just says, look, we're canceling all this debt to the Fed because that's all a fugazi and bullshit, that we can't owe money to the Fed. Their whole reason for existence is to create the money supply and make sure the money supply is correct. So there's no way we're paying them any interest or anything. We don't owe them a thing. They were just doing their job, and their product was money. We're not paying them anything for their money. They got paid to do their jobs. That's what they got paid. We're not like, if he cancels half of that, then maybe, nationalism is needed in Europe. Gavin, nationalism's needed here, but the left will tell you nationalism's no good. And we've heard it. They'll call you a Christian nationalist. No, I love America, and I happen to be in a Christian religion. If that makes me a Christian nationalist, then so be it. But you're not going to make it a negative. Every country should be nationalistic. I don't get how that became a bad effing thing. You know what I mean? He's 100%
they're
right.
waving these American flags. They're so aggressive. What?
Yeah. Right. Texas Patrick, words mean things, which is why when you talk to, what I have found is when I talk to certain people, you got to keep them focused because they'll change the subject right away. So you got to keep them focused. They love to change the subject, and you got to use the right words, and you can't let them change up the words or say, well, no, the word means something else when it doesn't. Like the Constitution, the words mean what they mean. Whatever you interpret them to mean, that good for you. You can interpret, but I know what words mean. And if you change what they mean, then we can't communicate with each other. And maybe that's part of the whole division too. You change what words mean, you don't even know what you're telling each other. I like Kilgore. The Uniparty would never let that happen. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Kilgore. You're right. So,
Sean Diddy Combs sentenced to more than 4 years. Might as well cover this. We got all your stuff. I'm just
wait. By the way, I agree with Mr. White there. We're all in the same fight. That's what I constantly think of when I see the crazy shit out there. I constantly think, wait a minute, it is impossible. There are more normal people, regular people, all over the world who just want to be left alone to lead their life in peace then there are maniacs who want to control everybody. And I think the regular people are just starting to speak and not afraid anymore. And much like COVID backfired and woke everybody up, the murder of Charlie Kirk has made people say, fuck you, I'm saying what I think now. I don't give a fuck. Were you going to kill me too? You can't kill us all. Like we're all in it now. And now it's like everybody's all in. Well, pitch up, you're a regular person. I agree. You just want to be left alone to lead your life. You're not controlling the show. Gavin House, I agree with everything this guy's saying about the UK and all, but the news tells me different. That's why I like people on the ground. Right, they're resorting to assassinations. That's what the killing. That's why the killing, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. That's why it was so bad, because they're killing you for your ideas. This guy, he might have eventually ran for office, but all he was doing was putting out ideas that you could not disagree with legitimately. You could, but his arguments were rock solid because they were based on the Constitution, Christian, the whole thing. And it was uniting people, so you had to kill them. But you can't kill everybody. And I think the normal people, let's face it, some of these people running the show have got to be aging out and dying. You know what I mean?
But they're not.
Soros is going to die.
But, Peter, I'm not saying you're wrong, because I always yield to you, but am I wrong to say, yeah, but it's such nepotism that, forgive me, they just circle in their family. They just keep fucking, it's a revolving door of nepotism, or am I wrong?
Right, by the way, speaking of nepotism, you got to look it up. Somewhere they said, and I know somebody in the chat's going to know where I'm going, that a crazy percentage of, I don't know if it's Muslims in this country, are marrying like their first cousins. Like a crazy amount of inbreeding has gone on there.
Go on.
I don't know where I saw that.
Here you go. Statistics for Muslims, because I love the fucking like what you can do with Google now. I don't use AI, but I like how you can just ask it a question and it answers.
Right.
Here we go. Sorry, Pete. I love the backdrop. I put it in the loads thing. Statistics for Muslims marrying first cousins with rates as high as up to 60% in some countries. And for marrying first cousin, I'll put in USA. Limited data on Muslims in the U.S. While high rates of cousin marriage in the Middle East, blah, 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 tells me nothing. Let's go back to this. They do it up to 60% in the other place, right?
Yeah. Texas, I've heard that both here and Muzzy countries. Yeah. I don't know where it was. I read it for sure. For sure I read it. I should have kept it.
Was typing that as you read it. I love he's like, I was typing it. Did you find anything better, Gavin? If you found anything better, please put it in the chat and I'll click on it. This guy gets it. I love him. And he put, missed it. He put, 60% of Pakistani marriages are first cousins, I think.
Yeah. That's what it was. That is what I read. Yeah.
Kilgore picks his spots.
I'm not on the corner.
All right, we don't need the Diddy stuff. By the way, God, I'm fucking half lit. I had like maybe a sip of whiskey.
Look at the Gavin and Rogan episode that got banned. Gavin
McGinnis and Rogan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. All right, that's 2 hours, 13 minutes. My voice is shot. Did we get everything, Loads?
Let me look.
Peter, you know what me and the wife are making tonight?
What? Risotto?
God. Little manicotti. How about that shit, Loads?
Oh my God! We just look at what Gavin House posted. Yes, with the cooking with. So we got
this.
Yes.
Stop it! Are you kidding me?
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Please,
yeah, we
is
got
there a
everything.
link? Please. Love
got
St.
the-
Major, buddy.
We got the ICE. We got the Muslims want to take over when they come in. We got the Pfizer and the boiler. That, we got into that. We got the government shutdown. Oh, by the way, we didn't. The one thing I didn't have, I didn't realize October was Italian Heritage Month. It's also Hispanic Heritage Month, and every once in a while you'll see on the NFL, like they have like the Dallas Vaqueros versus the whatever. They'll put the Hispanic name up, but they never put the Italian translation for the teams up.
Interesting. Well, they have to tell me it takes all of us to not be racist, which is, there you go. Watch this. I'll just replace it. When is Hispanic?
It's this month. It's October. It's the same month.
Yeah, but it's not. Look at this.
Oh.
It overlaps. Why?
That's ridiculous. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, it's 15. Okay. Oh, well, these things are all goofy then. It's all goofy.
Watch this. Is Hispanic is Hispanic Heritage Month October? It's not October alone. There you go, Pete.
Okay, well, there it is. See, every day we're learning something. Every day. Check if Italian American Month is October alone. Maybe that overlaps.
Oh, makes sense. Look, it extends to October 15th, the Independence Day of Mexico and Chile, which occurred the 16th and 18th of September.
All right, we'll see if the Italian one overlaps.
It doesn't. We showed it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Like maybe it was like.
Look, I didn't know if I showed it properly. Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie?
It hops months like rivers and fences. You see what goes on here? The gifted stuff that you get here.
By the way, that's the guy that makes the fucking Pete. That's the guy that makes the fucking avatars. He's the one that made the Goonie avatar. There it is. Take a look at that shit, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Greedy Petey. Look at that. How good is that?
Oh my God.
Searching for the family jewels. Brilliant. Brilliant. Captain Loads in his first. I don't know who that is as Superman. I guess that's just the guy from Goonies.
It could be, yeah, because I couldn't tell. And I didn't, by the way, never seen the movie The Goonies. Never saw it. Never saw it. That is correct. That is correct.
As long as you guys are here, I will give you a sneak peek of
you going on tour with
the clip of Cumia calling me Typhoid Geno.
I did see that. Are you going on tour?
Hilarious.
Are you going on tour with Michael Richards? I like that. That's trending now.
I didn't like. What is he doing?
He's done already. He did a couple of things in California.
Did you?
No, they were. Garrett and Steve talked about it, and they looked into it.
Look at that. Typhoid Gary because of Biscayne.
Is the Goonies that good?
I never saw it. I'm going to be honest.
It's one of those from the mid-'80s that has all the guys who became stars later. It's one you always hear mentioned. Maybe I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, maybe you'll have to. Maybe.
I mean, I've seen all the other movies I had on my list.
Yeah, I'm on tour. Me and the wife are doing. Oh, watch this. Me and the wife will be at fucking. We got to spread the word. Bristol, PA, October 10th, a week from tonight. Dirty date night or something. I don't know. And then in 2 weeks we'll be at Catch a Rising Star. You coming to that, Loads?
I plan on going to that. Yes.
That's going to be great.
I plan on attending the Catch a Rising Star. Yes.
Oh, look at that shit, motherfucker. That's a good time. Oh. All right.
I believe the big fella's going to come along. It should be
Mongo's coming?
That's the plan. I'm trying to get the cancer out of this. That's the plan.
What did Bob Patrice send? It's pinned in the chat. Oh my God, this is great. Bob Patrice pinned this in the chat. Share this tab instead. Inbreeding by country in 2025. What were you saying, Loads?
No, I've seen Throw Mama from the Train, and there are lines in that are spectacular.
I agree. All right, we're waiting down.
10 women I'd most like the pork or something.
It's coffee. It's whacking. It's coffee table reading. It's whacking material. It's art. It's vulgar. I remember it. Pete.
Was that the
We're
name
not
of the
even
book?
on here, are we? Look. So you got Pakistan, Kuwait, Qatar, UAE, damn it, Sudan. I don't even know that. We're not on here. Go away. Whatever it is, no, we're not even on here. It's under 1% here. If that helps. Yeah, that's what you got. By the way,
we're not ingredient.
I'm not even
not
showing
ingredient
my page.
here.
What am I showing? Amazon Genet. I don't even know why I had a genetics textbook page up. Sorry about that. It doesn't have anything. All right, so there you go. Catch a Rising Star. I must have clicked on something. All right. I think we're all caught up in the chat. Demon Bean. I don't know what that is. Geno, Google. What?
Saying it's good for family dynamics. Yes, because you all live in the same household. Yeah, I've heard that.
Insane. That's insane.
Gene, I'm just, Gene,
baby.
you just.
What's that, Pete? Keep talking. I'm sorry. Gino, you
Oh,
just showed
yeah,
on YouTube. Damn it. I've got to stop doing that.
It said read EK's last rant. I didn't see it.
I will. I didn't either.
I'll be right back. Gotta pee. Be right back. Real quick.
EK legend. I just hit the screen. I'm flying blind, people. Sometimes I hit the screen. I gotta have this plugged in differently. All right. Exclusive illegal immigrant. Take Pete down for a sec. Remove. Dedouche. Share screen. Here it is. Illegal migrant school chief sorted past reveals sex lies and DEI payouts. Is this what you sent me? Thanks for the $2. Pete, please talk about this. Well, when Pete comes back, we'll talk about it. We certainly will. But there's the $2 super chat. Thank you. Maybe I had one sip of booze. I'm flying.
Wow.
What is wow? Pete, talk about this, please.
What? Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot about that.
You know this?
Is this the Des Moines, Iowa? The guy was superintendent of schools, and he was in the country illegally and had a deportation order. And they showed the school board, and they were like, "Wow, it's too bad. We have to let him go." I'm like, they should all be getting fired. That school board hired a guy with a deportation order and fake licenses. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. And they were like, and when they show the clips, the Board of Ed is like, oh, it's too bad. Sometimes good people can do things like this. I'm like,
that's the guy?
Where?
This guy, an illegal.
Yeah,
this fucking page sucks a dick. An illegal from Guyana was arrested after he attempted to flee. Officers was found hiding in brush. School district superintendent arrested by us this week lied about attending MIT. Was the subject of 2 sex discrimination suits. Snappy dresser was fired by Des Moines. Pete, I like saying it wrong. After it emerged that he was working illegally, had been avoiding deportation. Spent 20 years bouncing around holding posts. He ruined our district for 3 years, a former colleague told the Post. He was very smooth, affable, but overachieving. But the overachieving feeling he got from his smoke and mirrors mystique.
I love the fact he lied. He went big. Yeah, I got a degree from MIT. Maybe that's the way to do it. Who's going to lie about that? Who's going to go check MIT? And yes, he had 2 guns and $3,000 when they found him. I know most superintendents I've spoken to carry a gun and $3,000 on them at all times.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that was up the whole time. Yeah, there you go. He'd been ordered deported during the Biden administration, arrested by ICE September 26th after attempting to flee, hiding in brush. School-owned vehicle he was driving contained a fixed-blade hunting knife, a loaded Glock 19, and $3,000 in cash.
Yeah.
Fuck these people.
Each one of those things having it separately wouldn't tell you anything. Like you might have $3,000 in cash in your car. or you might have the gun or the knife, but all three at once. I don't know. That tells a different story. And the cancer, this is delicious.
Oh, that was the guy. I forgot. He had there was another guy. But he said, thank you, EK. He had a license and it said no name. Wow. I heard that was a
We didn't even, there we go. That whole thing. They're giving out licenses in New York with all the information, but for name, it has no name given. And they're catching these people.
They want us to have a universal ID.
They're getting caught. What I saw, they were getting caught. The governor of Oklahoma, Stitt, was on, and he said it was just a routine stop, and they caught more than one person with that as a driver's license.
Jesus, come on.
Meanwhile, I got to have 16 forms of ID. I never got my real ID yet.
I got my passport. I don't need to fucking have them fucking track my license. I got pulled over by the cops last night. Not pulled over. Right in front of my house. I had to drive through a checkpoint. Cops were really nice. I'm like, and because I'm like, they just want more money from us. Like, you have your license here. You have your registration here. Can you check your brake lights? And I'm like, wow, you're begging. You know? But I was really nice. And then as I'm pulling away, they're like, don't beat yourself up. You're driving a stick there. I'm like, if you don't have a fucking stick, you got a steering license, not a driving license. But they're, cops. I feel bad for them.
You didn't tell them. Why didn't you tell them? Do you know who the FIM? You want me to use that all the time?
I didn't want. I'm like, were you going to lean into the car to suck my dick? I didn't say that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Didn't do that.
No, I thank God. I thank God.
All right. Did we cover everything, Loads, in our 2.5 hours?
Now I believe we have. There's more and more stuff that comes up, but yes, that's how much crazy is going on.
Yeah.
The superintendent alone is one of the most disgraceful stories. Then you got the no-name licenses. It's insane.
Phillies tomorrow, Pete.
Yes, 6:38.
Fucking
yes.
show. They're bringing Shohei out for the first game. You know, I'd rather have fucking our boy Sanchez. Love him.
Just so and I think we've mentioned it on here. I don't know how Shohei Ohtani. I don't know how you can even argue he's not the best player baseball has ever seen in this era. I would say in this era.
Yeah, well, it's harder to be Babe Ruth in this era, so I agree, right?
He's better than Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth didn't have
different. It's apples and oranges, but it's so hard to be Babe Ruth. He's the only guy that's done it in 100 years. So I agree with you if that makes sense.
But Babe Ruth couldn't steal bases, and they stole bases back then. Ty Cobb was stealing bases. This guy, 40 steals, 50 home runs. He could win 20 games.
Yeah, it's a legendary story. The World Series ended one year because Babe Ruth got caught stealing. You know that, right?
I didn't.
Watch this. I guarantee it comes up. Babe Ruth.
Ask his wife. There you go. These people are right in your ballpark.
Babe Ruth caught stealing ends World Series. You ready? Guarantee it comes up. Yes. Babe Ruth, you never forget it once year, was caught stealing for the final out of Game 7 of the 26th World Series, ending the game in the series in favor of the Cardinals against the Yankees. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, Yankees down 3-2. Ruth attempted to steal second, while Bob Musial was at bat.
Wow.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I know it's different eras, but I mean, the guy's hitting home runs, winning games, pitching, and stealing bases. Like, he's definitely the best player today. I mean, and it's not, I don't even know who you compare him to today.
I don't think you can. All right. Well, let me make sure we didn't miss anything. We got it all. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait. Dollar. Oh, had a license and it said no name. Awesome. All right. That's good, Lowe's. What do you got this weekend? Watching the Phils?
Phillies, Seahawks, and then that's it. That's it.
Cooking with Kiki tonight at 9 or 10? 9. Making manicotti. Are we making broccoli rabe? Or are we making kale rabe? Oh, we're making sauteed kale's good. Did you get lemon juice? Yes. Need lemon juice for the sauteed kale.
9 p.m. sharp.
Why? Because somebody tweeted that
I
you're late?
know, I'm not going to
Come say hi to your brother-in-law. Tell him how excited you are for our wedding anniversary.
Oh my God, Keanu.
You didn't have to cancel golf. Hi,
What's?
Max.
Hey, Keanu. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Did you hear?
Friends, maybe it.
He
maybe
was saying
like,
you were a giant piece of shit. Pete
like
was
you say about him every morning.
No.
Did you hear? I read.
My brother.
Keanu, I read the text I sent him and said, "Did you double check your calendar to make sure you have nothing?"
And I write back, "Oh my God, it's my anniversary." He's like, "Fuck that skank. We're golfing, right,
I
Pete?"
wouldn't have
Again, you know what? You know what, Gene? I'll show those receipts right now.
Oh, see how?
Oh, there you go.
Guy's
You know
a
what?
pro.
You know what?
Guy's a fucking
A
pro.
better gift would have been
Here
for
we-
you to golf and leave me
That's
alone.
what I said.
No, just that. I don't shave my eyebrows. They're microbladed.
That's something Max was never accused of, microblading. Am I right, Pete? Damn right. I've got a huge mule. I've got a giant receipt. See, I can do it too.
Glad you're sick. You sound like shit.
I do. Bend lower and let's see those Taras, Kiki. That's gonna get me in trouble. Not Tatas. All right, Pete. Cabinet meeting on Tuesday, Loads. Love him. All right, that's it. Whatever. That's
Have a great weekend, everybody. It's going to be beautiful weather here in the Northeast. I may go out golfing, Gene.
We'll golf soon. Love you, Loads.
See you guys.